Oh man, my ninjas.
Yeah.
The hell is going on, man? How we doing? How we feeling? How we living?
Kidding.
Chilling. Mash it up. Mosh it up.
Mosh it up.
I took a shower. That shit woke me up.
Fusion. That shit put me to sleep.
Damn.
I feel like that kind of woke me up too. That shower kind of
That
shit a little bit. I don't know how much I got, but we gonna ride this motherfucker.
The wheels fall off.
The motherfucking wheels fall off. Hesh Jones, my good brethren.
Yes, sir.
Tired as you are, how are you? How's your day been? How's your week been? How's your weekend been? How are things?
Things are good. Today sucked. Work. It's just work shit. Yeah. Wait, what?
Oh, I said, why does it suck?
Work. It's always work. It's just work. Yeah, work. Work is the devil.
But you keep going back to that bitch.
Because the devil got a paycheck at the end of it, nigga. And I need that. I need the monies. I need the cash monies.
Cash.
But yeah, no, this straight, nigga. It's working. What the fuck?
It's working.
Did I
do anything this weekend?
Trying to think. I don't think so. Went to the mall for like 3 seconds. That was about it. And fucking do shit. Cause I work Sunday, so worked in the morning. That was fun. And then came home. and then we had some shit to do after that. And then woke up and went to work today. That's all I do is work, nigga. I don't do nothing if it don't involve sleeping, working, or eating.
That does sound like the life, but you know.
Nah. Well, if we could remove the working part, yeah.
Well, then build this. You see this thing?
Yeah.
Help.
Okay.
So we don't have to work, or work doesn't feel like work.
Okay.
And Bobby, how you doing, man?
I'm chilling.
Bobby Splackavelli, man. How's your week? How's your weekend been? How are things?
I feel kind of good.
Nigga got some rest. Nigga doing all right.
It wasn't because of rest, nigga.
You got your balls empty?
No, it wasn't because of that neither.
Empty or something.
Yeah, I was empty the clip on a nigga. That's what I was doing.
What?
No, I was talking to Hesh before we even got on. I was like, I had to release some shit via text. I had to curse the nigga out. And I feel good now.
Are you able to tell who and why and what?
Oh yeah, I don't give a fuck. So
And now, story time with Bobby.
All right, so how do I start this? Okay, so basically it was my daughter's mom, right? So this happened. When did this happen?
ISO.
When did this happen? So this happened Sunday. Yeah, yesterday. Happened yesterday. What happened was, I think my daughter had to find somewhere to go, right? So I'm not gonna get too much into it, but basically, like, there's a lack of babysitters because of somebody, right? So then when that happens, I gotta figure it out. So I figured it out, but I figured it out last moment. Long story short, nigga got mad, right? And then start texting me. So me, I'm not really a controversial person. I don't like yelling and shit like that. So for the most part, if I'm aggravated or something, if I keep telling somebody something and they keep doing it, eventually I'll just shut off and be like, all right, she'll figure it out. And I'll just be done with it, right? And a lot of times when like if I'm faced with something, if I got to figure something out, I don't really show emotion. And you know, today's era, everybody want to be backseat psychiatrists and shit, right? And therapists. So they just think that I'm bottling up my emotions. That's not what's happening. What's happening is, like, I'm really understanding. And I think that's my downfall, because when I do that, people think that they can talk to me any type of way they want. So on this particular day, she started saying some crazy shit in the text. And I was like, at first I laughed. I put the LOL. I was like, all right. So then she kept going. And then next thing you know, niggas got in an argument. And I was texting my ass off because I was already pissed in a way. Like not really, but it was like
stupid.
That was just one of those things where
the fuck do you
Niggas don't smoking, boy.
yeah, like it was one of those things where like I was focusing my energy on something else, but like somebody just kind of like fucked up my shit. So now like you're gonna get the smoke now. So I'll just text it mad as fuck, just like every fucking 15 seconds.
I never liked your cooking. Ugly. Ugly rabbit beast.
Yeah,
your pinky toe is longer than your big toe.
Yeah, it wasn't even nothing serious. It was just, see, the thing with my daughter's mom is that like she's very sensitive. She's very sensitive, and that's one of the reasons why I don't really speak to her like that, because anything I say, she'll see it as an attack, and I'm just talking normally. It'll be some normal shit that I'll say, and she'll just see it as a fucking attack. So
that's just women.
Yeah, so I said something like, and I didn't even say it harshly. Like she just went off on me, and then she started like saying things that somebody that she had a beef with said to her, and I was like, wait, hold up, I did nothing to you. Like, why? I didn't say that. That person said that. Why are you directing it towards me as if I said it? So that's one of my pet peeves. That's one of my main pet peeves. People blame me for shit I didn't do, and I know that for a fact. So I was like, yep, you're gonna get this more smoke. Go get some more of this. So she said something to where it was kind of like a setup for me to hurt her feelings, but I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do that, because like it's one of those things where like I don't really fuck with people, but like I know how to cut you deep. I know how to cut you real deep. So she said something, and it was kind of a setup to it. And I was like, yo, I could fucking end your whole night right now and piss your whole fucking day off, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna let you have it.
Counter. Combo breaker.
Nah, man, that shit was pissing me off because she said what she said. She basically said like, I need to deal with my emotions and shit because like you're always bottling things in, which I'm not bottling things in. It's just that I'm very understanding. Like if something happened, I'll be like, okay, this happened because of this, because of that. I'll figure it out real quick because, you know, people are people, and I've been through enough shit to figure out what's going on. So I'd be like, okay, I've been there before. So she said that, and I was about to say some shit like says the person who has the mental illness. I was about to say some wild shit like that, right? So I was like, nah, I ain't gonna say it.
Be attacking people with mental illness, man.
Like, cause at the point, she just kept pushing and pushing. I was like, yo, I'm saying nothing to you. She just kept going off, and I'm like, yo, where is this coming from? So she just set it up. That was the layup, and I was like, I could just end your own night.
Oh nah, I'm the king of that shit. My baby mother might say some shit. I might be either I'm on some shit that day, or it's like, yo, you bothering me with this whole paragraph shit. She'll say one thing, I'll be like, I got something for your ass.
We crack your neck like Goku, nigga, like
Send and block her.
Yo, man.
I'm the king of getting that shit off.
Man, because that shit was
like I'll send some reckless shit, and like yo, like I'll let you read like 10 seconds of it, and then I'll unsend it.
Oh yeah, I forgot y'all niggas got iPhones. Oh shit, this nigga said backsies.
For real, like, you know what?
Crazy.
You was too busy reading. You ain't had time to screenshot that shit. You was gonna probably screenshot it after, but now I'm gonna take that right away from you. Now what you gonna do?
Prove I said any of that shit.
Oh, now because like,
Prove it.
it's like I'll fucking, then I'll send it, block her, and then she'll send it and it won't go through, and then she won't send it again. I'm like, no response. You ain't fucking up my day. Fucking up your day. Yeah, I win. You lose. Fatality. Babality. All that shit.
Oh
Now
shit.
what you gonna do, hoe?
Man.
That's crazy.
No, that shit just gotta be irritating because yeah,
bro.
I'll do the door. Nah, my thing is like I just be trying not to fuck with people. People just be fucking with me. I was like, yo, why do people think I'm sweet just because I'm not saying shit? Like I'm being dormant for a reason. like my thing is like the whole thing starts because of gossip, honestly. And like for me, I don't like gossip. She knows that. But the thing is, most of the shit that gets started is because of her. It's like she'll say something to somebody, but I keep telling her like you gotta keep in mind whatever you say is gonna get back to either the person you talking about or me. Like most of the shit she be talking about, it comes to me because she talks to my sister. Of course, my sister's gonna tell me what you said, and then like that, yeah, like
one thing y'all need to realize. The friends I brought in this relationship are not your friends anymore.
No mas.
They are spies now.
Spies.
My sister is my sister.
Yeah.
You think my sister loves you more than me?
No.
Like blood kin.
From the womb to the tomb, baby.
Womb. I wish I had a palm. Womb to the tomb.
Oh man, so that happened, and felt pretty good after I did it.
Felt pretty good after I fucked up her day.
Yeah, like the next day I was just texting like it was normal. I was like, all right, I'm about to drop her off here. Just went back because I'm one of those dudes. I don't really hold a grudge. Like I could be mad at you, like pissed off, and then the next day I'll just act like nothing happened.
That happened.
Like it's just I don't know.
Because you got everything else.
Yeah,
so
pretty much.
I don't got nothing to hold on to.
Yeah, just the
I
way
think it's great.
Yeah, but that gossip shit it has got to stop. And then she said like, "Oh, you talk to me about your sister all the time." Nigga, I'm doing it in defense. I'm defending myself of what you're saying. Like, what she'll do is she'll say some shit, but she'll leave out certain context. I'll be like, "Oh, she didn't say this for a reason." It's like, come on, man, you're not telling the whole truth. Like, you're telling half-ass shit.
Of course, I need to tell whatever validates me and my points.
Yeah, man. Everything sounds good till that last piece that you're leaving out.
Yeah, you say it in a way that changes complete context of whatever the fuck it is I just said it and or did, and like to flip it around and make it seem like something that it really wasn't. And I fucking hate that shit. Yeah, it's like, did I say that? Is that how I said it?
Yeah,
did I say exactly like that? No, because that's what I hate when having conversations with people. Shit is like, for the most part, generally, I will say things in a very certain way for a certain reason. Like I'm saying this way because this is what I mean. And then I hate when they like take it like, oh, you said that's like, no, that's not what I said. I said this. I said it like this because this is what the fuck I meant. Not that way. I didn't say it that way. I said it this way because this is what the fuck I meant. I fucking hate that shit.
Yeah. But like one of the reasons why usually I be feeling bad, but this time I didn't because like it was like heavily validated. Like it had something to do with my daughter, but it's like I'll put some context to it. Whatever happened in a relationship between us happened in a relationship between us. Like when our daughter starts asking questions, that's when I get pissed off. I'll leave it at that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
I was just thinking fuck everybody. I was like fuck your cousin, because her cousin kind of says some grimy shit, and I just don't fuck with that.
I never liked your mother.
Nah, I like her.
And her cooking sucks.
Nah, I like her mother. Her mother's pretty cool.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
Sometimes you got to diss on everybody. Fuck with you with the op out.
Nah,
you are op-net.
Nah, because like the whole thing started is because like the whole premise of this shit is like I'm tired of giving people grace who won't give me none. Like I'm tired of letting people slide, but like if it was in reverse, they wouldn't let you slide. So I'm really getting tired of that shit. So like I just let that shit off, and now it's like nobody getting the pass now. It's fuck you forever now. If you fuck with me, it's fuck you forever now. That's why I'm at.
I know it's fuck you.
Yeah, pretty much. So what else I did? On a lighter note, I was playing with Roblox with my daughter, right? And I heard about this Sonic game that somebody made from scratch, but I never actually played it. You ever played Sonic Racing?
No.
You know, well, it was
maybe
probably not because it was a computer game, but like it was this shit called Sonic Racing. But this shit that they got on Roblox, these niggas like built the whole fucking Green Hill Zone 3-dimensional.
Yeah,
and but they actually have Sonic characters, and how you race that shit is fucking like. I don't know why why Sega didn't think of this. It's like you race and then you gather rings, right? You be going pretty fast, but like the more rings you get like a boost, right? So you start boosting, this nigga start running like this with the fucking the blue streak behind. I was like, yo, this shit kind of lit. Yeah, that shit was crazy. Oh man,
they stole that from Mario Kart.
Mario Kart?
Yeah, because the more coins you get, the faster you go.
Yeah.
Oh, you do? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah, but that shit was kind of cool. Yeah, Roblox is a funny Roblox is a funny thing. Like we was playing some shit called everybody plays Brookhaven. It's this role playing world. So you go in, you build a house for free, right? You have a house, you can lock the doors and shit, but it was some it was this midget ass bitch just walking around and shit. I was like, okay, all right. Next thing you know, you hear the alarm on the fucking house. This motherfucker stealing my goddamn money. I was like, oh shit, what the fuck? I see that little nigga running around, and then I was like, damn man, what the fuck? How am I supposed to stop her? And then I start clicking the like the backpack and shit because they got all types of shit in there. I was like, oh shit, there's a fucking gat in here. So I pulled that shit out. It was clapping at her. That shit was fun, man. That shit was funny.
Yeah, Roblox is. I don't know. Sometimes for kids, sometimes it's not. I don't know.
It's really not
kind
like
of sometimes.
Like me and my daughter was playing this daycare shit. It was called Daycare 2 or something like that. I was like, okay, what the fuck do you got me playing? I was like, okay, we're in a daycare. We're actually playing soccer in like normal time. It's like actually time, like a daycare. The next thing you know, some shit come on the screen about some monsters fucked up this other daycare down the street. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
I think Hesh said this one time where it was like, you know, if you can think of it, there's like a porn of it or something like that. If you can think of it, there's a Roblox game of it.
Yeah, it probably is.
Like, there's anything. Like you can literally look up anything.
Yeah.
All the niggas got us free time to think, time to do shit.
Nah, but that shit was cool though.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's funny.
What have I been doing? Working.
Mm-hmm.
Just working. I don't think I did anything special. Yeah, just working. I ain't go nowhere. I ain't doing that. I don't think I did anything. No, just working. My first full week back to work. So, you know, just doing that. Nothing's really changed. But I got the weekend off, so probably gonna get some things done then. Let's see how much I get done between, you know, everybody letting me do stuff and stuff that other people want to do that involves me somehow, some way. I don't fucking get it, but whatever. So, yeah, man, SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, wherever the fuck you get your podcast, we are there. 3 Ninjas Podcast at gmail.com for any comments, questions, or concerns. If you want your question answered in the Ask a Ninja segment, you can reach us there. That is 3 Ninjas Podcast at gmail.com. Also, don't forget to visit our website, 3ninjaspodcast.com. You can check out all the merch there, everything that's going on with us. Consider supporting us on Patreon. That's patreon.com/3 Ninjas Podcast. Everything goes back into the show. You're watching on Twitch right now. You do have Amazon Prime. You can't connect your Amazon Prime to your Twitch and you get 1 free subscription a month. You can use it at your discretion, but you only get 1 a month. If you're watching on YouTube right now, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification. You'll know every time we drop a video. I think they lowered the standards for actually monetizing YouTube content. So, you know, if y'all have the chance, if y'all can do us the favor of just, you know, letting y'all YouTube just run up the hours, you know, just click a playlist and let that bitch run. I don't know how many hours we have right now, but I think we're at the halfway mark. I think we need like 3,000. I think we might be at like 15, 1,600, something like that.
Yeah, so we need like another 15.
So yeah, if y'all could just let that bitch run, just let it run for hours. You go to work, just leave your TV on, just hours, just let it run. That would be much appreciated. If you listen on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please give us a 5-star rating and review or whatever you feel like we deserve. It is much appreciated. What else? Discord is a cool place. You can join the dojo. The dojo is gang. The dojo provides. What else? We have Reddit. We have Instagram, Twitter, Threads, anything else, all that cool social media stuff. Just type in 3 Ninjas Podcast on your respective search engines, and hopefully we do pop the fuck up. Now, Hesh Jones, my good brethren.
Yeah.
What do we have for questions this week, man?
So this question comes from Nigerian Prince in our Discord chat, which you motherfuckers should join. And his question goes a wee bit something like this. What's good, ninjas? It's your boy, Nigerian Prince, a.k.a. hand over them PayPal details, my guy, respectfully, a.k.a. Pip Cheerio that O, a.k.a. the Brexit Bandit, a.k.a. Captain Legos, a.k.a. Fraud Bay, a.k.a. Double O Negro, a.k.a. Supercalifragilistic Skynet finna kill us all and take over. Today I got 2 questions, but we're only gonna do like one. For the dojo. Question 1: with the actors joining the strike with the writers and the big disputes in the both cases is AI and fair pay. I want to know if we can stop AI or is it too late? And what would you do to end the strike in terms of deals if you was in the shoes of the CEOs? So, is it too late to stop AI? Yes.
Yes,
Mhm.
Absolutely.
way too late.
Yeah, but we can stop what they do with it. I mean, we can or augment what they're going to do with AI, but it is too late. AI is a thing that's going to take over all aspects of our life. This is just the beginning.
I've only been warning y'all for like 5 years.
I mean, that's a fact. Well,
I mean,
that
it's
deep
just a
fake
natural
shit.
progression of technology at this point because, I feel like everything they joke about in movies or write in movies from like, I guess like the early 90s, early 80s, whatever the fuck, it's all going to come true at some point. Like we're going to have cybernetics. We're going to have like droids that fucking do maid work and stuff like that. So all types of shit is going to happen. So AI is just the next step in like evolution, I guess. What they're gonna do with it, who knows at this point. We can never stop it at this point because even if the powers that be that created it wanted to put an end to it, like there's too many hackers that have codes and technology now that it's just like it's like once you put something on the internet, it's on the internet forever type of thing. Like it's just this is a part of our life now. This is something that we have to just find a way to work with or work around because there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, unless something drastic happens, which I don't foresee happening.
You mean a meteor?
Yeah, or just like it somebody uses AI to like kill like 95 million people or something, or something insane, like something along the lines of that, where it's like, okay, something really ridiculous happened. That's the only way I could foresee. Like, okay, let's pump the brakes on it. But I listen to Philip DeFranco, and every time he brings up like an AI topic, he always says like, something along the lines of, "Today is the worst the AI is going to be. It's only gonna improve. It's only gonna get better." No, but he's saying when I'm talking about it today is the worst it's gonna be. It's only gonna get better from here. It's only gonna get improved upon, and it's only gonna be able to do more and more things. So like at this moment in time, it's the worst it's gonna be. Every time he talks about it, just because it's like 5 weeks from now, who knows what it could do, right?
Oh no, yeah.
A year from now, who knows what it could do? So like today is the worst it's gonna be.
Yeah, so right now it's writing scripts in fucking like a month. It could write a sonnet in fucking like a year. It could write, the Declaration over something like something wild.
Exactly. It's anything. But yeah, in terms of the strike, if I was to see, pay them niggas. Like,
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I know the CEO. I mean, like the real thing is like CEO. We want to save all the money and yada yada. But the real thing is pay these niggas. That's it. Like that's the simple, cold hard, do the right thing. And I also saw some shit. And again, I didn't research it, but it's like what they're even asking for is like 0.01% of what some of these companies' profits are. So they're not even like asking for an egregious amount of money. They're just asking for enough to survive, to like do their job and be able to fucking afford health insurance and pay their rent and not be starving. Like that's not insane to ask for, but rich people trying to be richer.
It's just people, with no morals and no ethics thinking that they can get like basically slave work for the lowest cost. So it's like whatever we can do to cut costs where we can, whether we got to put people in a 360 deal or find some type of loophole where they can't or we don't have to pay them. We could do something like they always just finding workarounds to just not pay people what they're worth or for the work they do. So, it's just, companies wanting to get richer, like you said, greedy execs, people wanting to pad their pockets while doing nothing. But they're gonna learn sooner or later that like they are a small cog in that wheel.
Yeah.
So something's gonna happen, something's gonna break eventually. So right now the whole machine don't work just because so many pieces left. But Bob Iger has been real vocal lately. Bob Iger's a dick. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know why he felt the need to say what he's been saying. I feel like execs think they're gonna lose their vacation home or lose their pensions or like they ain't gonna be able to travel to Mars or something like that. Like
I know. Some niggas don't even have a home.
Yeah, like
Right?
like you have more money than you ever fucking need. Like all billionaires are bad people. So
Yeah.
I don't expect Bob Iger to have like a moral compass or like a soul.
Except
even
Mr. Beast.
To just,
Except Mr. Beast.
I don't know. Is he a billionaire?
He's not a billionaire.
Not yet. He's going to be.
I mean, because he's the first of his kind to do what he's doing and to manipulate YouTube the way he is. So give him. I don't know. I don't want to count his pockets, but give him like maybe 2, 3, 5 years. Maybe he can hit that Billy mark. I don't know what he's going to do with that money. Hopefully, it's something generous and for the people. He might. This might all be an act. He might hit a bill and he like, fuck y'all. Y'all help me now. Domination.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I don't know. I saw or they always say there's no ethical billionaires.
There's no ethical billionaire. Everyone that's a billionaire is a bad person.
And not even if they're like a bad person. It's just what you have to do to generate that amount of money. You're exploiting somebody somewhere down the line, right? So I mean, someone is working for you and not getting the fair amount of pay, and you're reaping most of the profits of their hard-earned labor, which is what we sign up for when we work for other people. But like, I think it was like, if you're a billionaire, just because the amount of money it takes to become a billion, like we're not talking about millionaires, multi-millionaires, we're talking about billionaires. Like the difference between a billion and a million is astronomical. It's like insane. It's like hard. People, you hear the number, but you don't really fathom how like far apart a million and a billion really is. So
Yeah.
I think that's what
I was watching some TikTok and this guy was breaking down billionaires. He was like, he said the same thing. He was like, yo, there's no ethical billionaires. He was just rattling off facts. The video was like 3-4 minutes long. He was like, if you were to get like $1 a second, it would take you 32 years to get $1 billion.
Uh-huh.
And it was like, if it takes that long to get $1 billion, then how do you have like 700 and some billionaires? They have to be cutting corners, robbing people, doing XYZ to get multi-billions of dollars. So there's no ethical way, there's no good way to actually obtain $1 billion. So
I think the only person that
I should try to find it.
I think the only person that actually like gives this shit away is like Mackenzie Scott.
Who's that?
Jeff Bezos' ex-wife.
That's because it wasn't hers.
Yeah, it wasn't
Yes, it
her.
was.
She does.
I mean,
like,
You were there from the beginning. That's yours, nigga.
You're right.
You're there from the beginning. That's yours.
I'm talking shit. You're right. I think.
She like give her shit to charity and stuff like that. But like, I'm talking about somewhat like their own billion, not like passed down billion.
Yeah.
But
even there, she got that. But even that, Amazon is not ethical. So she
it's not ethical. So it's blood money.
She got the money non-ethically.
Mm.
She just does give a lot of it away. But
Yeah.
still, like all the mom and pop shops that Amazon undercut, that's how they did their business, because they knew that they could hold off for the long haul to like undercut the prices. The same. I think Walmart does the same shit with undercut the prices of the mom and pop shops, because they need to turn a profit, and they can't sell their stuff for as low of a price as Amazon or Walmart and all that stuff. And they come through, swoop in, and they take over the business. That's not, and that's somebody's home or somebody's business. It's like their life and the money they need to survive.
Suerte says, don't think he's a billionaire, but what about the Twitter philanthropist guy?
I don't know. Who?
I guess the guy that used to own Twitter, or he created Twitter. I don't know.
Oh, Jack Dorsey?
Yeah.
The one that's married to Serena? Or
yeah, I'm not sure what he does. So I don't know about his philanthropic endeavors.
Yeah.
But
didn't he own Square?
It was Square or something like that, like Twitter and Square, something like that.
Beforehand? Yeah.
But yeah, all you gotta do is pay these niggas, and then it's just pay everybody what they're worth, pay everybody for the work they do. Stop trying to undercut people. Stop trying to steal people's identities. Stop trying to still work for free. Stop trying to sign people in 360 deals and these lifelong contracts. No, his name is Bill Pult or something like that. Oh, I don't know. I gotta look him up.
Yeah.
But it's the rich want to be rich, and they just shit people. It's shit people with money, and we don't know how to take these billions away from them, because the people with all the money don't create anything. I don't even think they greenlight a bunch of the shit that they fucking do at these companies. So I'm having a hard time trying to figure out what Bob Iger does.
Runs Disney.
Yeah, but in what aspect? Like, is it green lighting shit? Is it saying yes to this, no to this? I want a
pretty
board
much
to vote on this. Like,
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
He's like, no to this, yes to this. Oh, we're gonna less TV shows, more movies, less TV shows, more commercials. Like, he's not creating whatever the content is himself.
yeah. He's like Diddy.
Yeah.
Mm.
And he's good at it, but he's also a dick for what he was saying.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty much.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. There's no wrapping your head around that.
Yeah, man. So yeah, send in your questions, email, Twitter, Instagram, Discord. We have a interview with Chris that we'll put later in the episode, but right now, because we do have 2 interviews that we did yesterday, we thought it was really important to talk to Chris, but we have a comedy troupe that's going on tour soon, and they stop by the dojo. So we have 2 people from the Black Power Rangers troupe joining us on the show. And because we have 2 interviews, we're gonna go ahead and put that right here. All right, so 3 Ninjas Podcast, Domino, Hesh, Jones, Bobby, and right now in the dojo we have 2 members of the Black Power Rangers comedy troupe. I want to say the second year doing it. Right now in the dojo we have Mills Maxwell Jr. and Brandy Roberts. Guys, how you doing?
What's going on, Domino? What's going on, Hesh?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
What's up? How y'all doing? Appreciate y'all for having us.
I'm gonna get you talking early. So like I said in the beginning, Black Power Rangers comedy tour is going down. It's starting on July 26th in Raleigh, North Carolina. So I guess Wills, just let us know, what is the Black Power Rangers comedy tour?
This is year 2 of us doing this. This is basically we're young Black comics from across the Southeast. Brandy and myself are in North Carolina. We got some comics from South Carolina, Georgia, who travel with us. And we're basically just trying to go around and make people laugh, but also we use our comedy to talk about what it's like to be us. Mm. So that's specifically was the point of the tour, is like, it's Black Power. So that's where Black Power Rangers came from, because we're producing it, we're putting it on ourselves, we're booking ourselves on it. But we're going place to place and just letting audiences know in a funny way, what it's like to be a Black person growing up in the South, living in the South, having all these different history and different resistance to the history around you all the time. So yeah, and we're kicking off in Raleigh, July 26th. We're going to be at Watson Ward, which is a dope space that Brandy's been running a really successful showcase out of. So that's going to be our first show this year. It's kind of be Brandy up welcoming us into her space as we get it kicked off.
Okay, dope. Now, why the name Black Power Rangers? Like, where's the geek aspect? Like who's the geek in the group, or geeks?
We're all various levels of geekiness. I think the scale goes from Brandy to me, Brandy being the coolest. And then it's just different. Cordero and Gerard fall somewhere in there. And then but yeah, there were so many different names I was throwing around for like trying to come up with the tour. What's really important about the name was I didn't want it to just be the name of the tour. I wanted it to be the name of the brand and what we're doing, because we're doing this. We're Black Power Rangers. We're going to keep growing the network as we go place to place. We add guest comics on, and they're now Black Power Rangers too. And now we all know each other. So kind of, I wanted it to be the name of a network of Black comics who know each other and can book each other and support each other, but also a network that supports Black owned businesses. So whether it's we're doing it there as a venue, or we're doing a nearby venue and we're promoting you as a sponsor or as a partner with the tour, we wanted it to be a thing that goes across the country and uplifts Black owned businesses from place to place. So I knew all of that before I had the name. So I knew that the idea was this is about Black Power. And I kept coming up with all these other names. Like for a while, the tour was like, Young, Gifted, and Black, or There Goes the Neighborhood. Like not bad names, but names that were absolutely taken. You look those up, there are 5 different comedy tours named that. And I kept saying Black Power over and over again until I said Black Power Rangers. And I was like, oh yeah, no, that's what we're doing. That's what it is. we knew when it was morphin time. We grew up with it, and like it's like kind of a thing that kind of encompasses like all that level of nostalgia and for what we're doing.
Okay, cool. Because I know Gerard and Cordero, they do a podcast called Negro Jumps, so shout out to them. And I know they're in like the anime space, so you seem to be interested in everything. Like you said, the scale is from you to Brandon. So Brandon, you don't got nothing to do with this geek shit. You don't fuck with no Power Rangers. You don't know Ninja Turtles. You don't do nothing.
No. That's not what he's saying. I actually grew up. I had Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Pokemon, all that shit.
Oh,
I just have a little swag about myself.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
Randy's
So-
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you the one that like used to play with all the Yu-Gi-Oh cards and stuff like that, but you could still chill with the jocks and the cool people.
Yeah.
No, she's a
Okay.
nerd. She's just the coolest of us. She's
The
she's
coolest of the
and
nerds.
she can pass for cool. You know, like I
Okay.
can't.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Not fast for
Assimilate with the normal people.
Yeah, with the normal people, with the normies.
Yeah, I watch Dragon Ball Z, all that. Yeah, I know all about all that. I don't like stalk the Reddit threads and shit, but like I know the majority of what's going on. I watch anime. I watch it with the dub. You know what I mean? I like it. So yeah, I can weave in between conversations between casual blackness and nerd shit.
Okay, got you. Now, Will, this is something that you started. Like, when was the conception of this idea? I guess that you wanted to, do a tour yourself, and get like-minded black comics or comics that you're friends with just on tour with you.
So we started this. Our first tour was October of last year. So it's not even been a year yet. We're already going to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
We did 4 cities, and it was basically from the time, we thought of the name to the time we did the first show was maybe 4 weeks. So we like did it. I asked Brandy to join, and that was like a total, like fingers crossed, like, man, because like Brandy I've seen for years, and Brandy started funny, and she only got funnier the more I saw her. So it was like, if I can find 4 days in a row where Brandy's not working and she can get on the road with us, this is gonna be real lucky. And fortunately, she said yeah. So from the time like we thought of it, got Brandy, Gerard, and Cordero on board. That was last year was just the 4 of us. To the time we did the first show was like 4 weeks. So we just very manically like found venues, started doing the press, hit the road. And it was very fun, but also very surprising, like how warm the reaction was to that. Like people came out, which was very affirming. And what was also dope was white people came out. I was about to say, yeah. It's like black folks came out, but like, yeah, white people came out, which is, the few interviews we did last year, people would ask, like someone asked me, like, is the point of this tour to educate white people? No. I have no interest in educating white people. I'm going to make folks laugh. I hope you laugh and you can rock with me, whoever you are. But I don't have the time, the energy, the qualifications to go around educating white folks. This is just to get people to hang out with us and have fun and learn what it's like to be us.
Yeah, that's kind of why I like the tour, because like, yeah, it's Black Power Rangers, but in reality, the whole premise to me is to give platform for Black voices. Like, if you know anything about comedy and art, like as the internet has expanded, we have less and less opportunities to be effective in creative spaces. So that was my whole thing. Like, yeah, we talk about some of the regular stuff, like, the oppression, but like we also have our off the wall thoughts about like, just general stuff. Like, I got a joke about cryptocurrency. I think cryptocurrency is stupid, and I always want to talk about that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so like I have a lot of hypothetical stuff, so it just gives us a space to like give that away and like have it be received, and just be like, okay, yeah, that was funny. That was a different perspective. And it also like attacks the myth that Black people are one monolith. Like none of us have the same style. Even the guest comedians, none of us have the same style. None of us have the same material. But we just all are Black. So I think that's the important thing, to let them know that, hey, we do have range, we do have something to say, and we can be engaging. So that's why I kind of really fuck with the whole thing. So
okay, dope.
it's been cool.
Dope. Now, Brandy, you've been doing comedy for about 7 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, what got you into comedy or stand up? I want to
Honestly,
say.
yeah. Well, like I guess you could say, as a black person, we just have a natural gift to be funny.
Hmm.
Um, Dealing with trauma in life, you just learn how to fucking laugh. Like that's just what it is. But as far as stand up, I didn't really get the push to do it until I dropped out of college in 2015. Then I moved to Raleigh. I was in Greensboro, and I started working at this job. I was serving at Chili's, and I had this manager. His name was Ronnie. He like a father figure or whatever. He used to be like, Brandy, you funny. You need to do comedy. I'd be like, yeah, whatever, Ronnie. Give me my food. Go check out my table at 81. Make sure they not complaining and shit. And so, like, when I was dating a girl at the time, and then we ended up breaking up or whatever. But like before I ended up quitting working Chili's the first time, Ronnie was like, "You need to go do stand up." And so like at that moment, I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna just go try it." And the girl went with me, and I bombed terribly. Like as far as like stand up goes, and like what you were thinking of the correct sense,
Right.
I bombed because I didn't know what a setup punchline was. I was nervous.
Punchline premise and all that.
Yeah, but I failed, but I liked it because for one, growing up, I didn't feel like I got a space to express myself, enough. So it gave me the freedom to say, "Oh, my thoughts matter for X amount of minutes, and y'all gotta listen." And like that was just life changing for me. So then I was like, "Okay, well, I'm not good at it yet, but I do have a sense of humor. How can I mold that into something?" And then, we just failed until we got here.
Mm-hmm. I like that. Now, were there any comics that you were looking up to?
Yeah. I look at a lot of comedians. Like I like Jim Carrey just for his theatrics. He's not a stand-up, but he has that energy on
Yeah, the
stage.
physical comedy.
Yeah, the Bernie Macs, and I love Ali Sadiq. His new special is actually fantastic. If you get a chance,
Amazing.
I like the Wanda Sykes, the Marsha Hepburns. Marsha Warfields. You know what I'm saying? I even like some white comics. I like Bill Burr. I like it just depends. Like whatever's funny is funny. I don't have one comedian. I'm just like that is the one that changed my life. Nah, I just appreciated laughter and it being crafted well. So I think I've always had a deep appreciation for the art form for a long time. I just didn't really like see how much I was inspired by each of these people individually until I started doing it for real.
Okay. Now, question for both of you. I like to ask comics: is there a such thing as too far or too dark when it comes to jokes?
I think my thing's always been if it's funny, then no. Like, 'cause that's all. That's my only rule for that. It's like I've heard people joke about a lot of things, but if they're funny, if they make me laugh, then I'm cool with it.
Right.
The darker you're going, it just makes it harder for you. Like the darker you're going, the more serious the topic, the funnier it has to be. Like, I've had people who like in the middle of 2020 where I'm like, my mental health is not great. I'm really upset and sad and angry. I had people who were able to make me laugh at this constant thing of like cops killing us. Like, I've had people who were able to do jokes about that and make me laugh. And I had people who tried. And if it wasn't funny, if it failed, then, now you just offended me. But my wife always gets on me for this because I always say like something an offensive comic did, and I'm like, and the worst part was it wasn't funny.
It wasn't funny. Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it is really being funny because, like, even me, like, we are a marginalized group, but like, if it's funny, like, definitely say it, but it needs to have, for one, some validity. Like, don't just be saying obscure and obnoxious things for the laugh to be edgy, but make sure that it has some kind of root in something that actually is valid. But in the age of cancel culture, I would say, yeah, they've made this policing of like what you can and can't say. And people forget that comedy is freedom of speech. Like that is Amendment 1. Like, get over it.
Right. Yeah. I feel like comics don't give a fuck though. I feel like comics where it's like they like to toe the line and then whatever happens, but you're not gonna put a chokehold on my funny, on the shit I find funny.
majority are that way, but there's a new wave of comedians that like try to be PC and all that shit, and they're not funny. So eventually, eventually, I think that they will dwindle down. But yeah, it's definitely out here more than you think since the pandemic.
Yeah, I think what's like counts is like it really is a thing of like if you're funny, you will get to stick around. Like if audiences like you, or if you're having fun, whatever, you will get to stick around and you will get to keep doing this. So that's the kind of thing I like about it. Is there are comics who I've seen say like out of pocket, like offensive stuff, and because of and not find their audience, and then they kind of die out, or they find their their nature audience, and then they become like super successful MAGA comics, which that's they make money. Or they try from the opposite perspective where they're not saying anything. They're not saying anything because they don't want to push any buttons or like, offend anybody. And if you're not saying anything, then you're going to have the same thing where it's like your ceiling is this high. Yeah. Like your ceiling, like there's going to be a point where you won't be able to proceed. So I don't want to say like quite like meritocracy, but there is like a thing of like, if audiences aren't with you, you will not keep doing this. You will not be able to stay in this.
Right. Now, Wills, you've been doing this for what, about 12 years, 13 years?
Yeah, I started 2010 and I started doing it in earnest 2013. Yeah.
Okay. Now, like what got you into comedy?
I always knew I wanted to do it. Like, when I was a kid, I'd watch like Showtime at the Apollo and like Flip Wilson show, Carol Burnett show, and like all these old school TV things where it was like, the comic wears a suit and gets on stage and says funny stuff. And like, I was always like, oh, I want to like do that. I'm that person, like I'd watch like, Letterman and the late night shows and love the monologues. And like from the time I was a kid, like I just kind of knew like that's who I identified with and that's what I wanted to do. But as a kid, it also felt like a thing. It didn't feel like a thing that you should want to be. Like it never felt like it was okay to want to be a comedian. So like I started like when I got to college, like when I was leaving for college, and just it was the very first time I did it, like the very first time I got a laugh. It was like this feeling of like, oh yeah, I was right. It was like such like immediate affirmation and like this like it was like this thing of like, oh yeah, this is my identity.
Right.
Like it was like I do know who I am. I'm the guy who does this. I was right about that.
Okay.
But yeah, I think just identifying with all those guys I saw on TV growing up just kind of led to this.
Okay. Now tell me about your worst bomb.
I took over. I have a story immediately because people ask that story, and it used to be I had to think about it. Now I do because this one was that bad.
Let me know, please.
I took over a gig for somebody last minute who like they didn't. They were just like, hey, I'm doing a feature spot. Can you do this feature spot for me? It's in Wilmington, and I was like, yeah, sure. I get there. It's like a club for folks like it's like 35 and up or whatever. And I get there and I find out I'm the host. So I didn't know I was hosting. So that's already got me a little thrown off. And the owner's like talking to me real quick. It's like, okay, you're gonna host when you get up there, bring Charles up, do your 15 and then bring the headliner up. And the headliner was a dude who had done Def Jam, and I wish I remembered his name right now, but I don't. But it was like he was in Wilmington. He was in Wilmington for it. And I'm like, who's Charles? She's like, you don't just say Charles. Just get up there and say Charles. He'll come up. And she's like, he's going to sing 2 songs. So I get up and I'm like, all right, everybody here to sing 2 original songs. Give it up for Charles. Charles stands up. Charles, an older dude wearing bow tie, suit. He gets up and he's like, he says to me, they're not original songs. And then he takes the mic and he goes, well, hello, Dolly, welcome back. He does a Louis Armstrong impression for 2 songs.
I was about to say, was it Louis Armstrong?
Like that's the only nigga I know with that voice. The guy is
Louis, that's you.
He did a perfect Louis Armstrong impression. He's saying, hello, Dolly. He brought the house down with What a Wonderful World. And like the audience is losing it. The same audience that was just like staring at me stone-faced.
Right.
Losing it for Charles. So Charles gets done, and I'm like, look, y'all, I know I said original songs, and I'm going to stand by that. Louis Armstrong stole those songs from Charles. Those are Charles's songs, as far as I'm concerned. No reaction from the audience. Nothing. Just stare at me. So I'm like, all right. So then I start my jokes. No reaction the whole time. They're not heckling. They're not being loud. It's just a room full of like 40-year-old black folks just staring at me. And like just looking at me like, why did his parents let him leave the house? Like just looking at me. And then it's going so bad. I'd never had this happen before. The booker got up in the back of the room and started waving a white towel to get me off the stage.
Yo.
He's had enough.
She had it's done.
Not even
like
a courtesy of a life, a fucking towel.
A towel. She's waving a white towel at me. So I'm like, all right, give it up for your headliner. And he comes up, immediately starts killing, immediately starts crushing. Doesn't even say anything about me. He's just crushing and doing his thing. And he gets like 5 minutes into it. And then his phone goes off in the back of the room. And he goes, oh my gosh, that boy brought me up so early. I didn't even turn my phone off. Hey, do you have another 5 minutes? I didn't finish my food. I got to turn my phone off. I got to get situated. Just do another. Just come back up here. Don't be so nervous this time. Wasn't he nervous, everybody? Just come up here. Just don't be so nervous this time.
Yeah, damn.
Do another 5 minutes. So then I went and I bombed for another 5 minutes while he.
Fuck. Now, usually, with some people that, that would deter them from actually doing comedy. What did that do for you, or what did that teach you?
Oh, that was a canon event. That that messed with me. It made me look at how I was doing everything. Because I was in the middle of, I did that, and I was also in the middle of doing 2 feature sets at my home club. So I just done 1 set at my home club, the place where I basically learned to do this, crushed with the same feature set, went and did this show, bombed with the same set, went back to my home club and did the second show. And I told a joke that had just gotten nothing in that other room. And it was like, I got an applause break from it. Like people laughed and people were clapping. And I remember while people were clapping thinking, I am profoundly sad. Like this this applauses mean nothing to me. Like, like when you start playing 2K, like maybe the first time you go from like pro to all-star level, like you start thinking you're good at 2K.
Yeah,
and then
you pick it up to 70 something. You're like, yeah, I can do this shit. And then you play a nigga that's 99. It's like, nah, this ain't for me, dog.
Exactly. That's what that night was for me. That night was, okay, we're gonna have to like reconstruct all of this because you've been taught a certain way and it's not gonna fly everywhere. But no, that was that was the most important bomb of my life.
Okay. Brandy, what about you?
I don't have one as embellished as that, but the one that comes to my mind, is like I did 40 minutes in a room full of silence, and that was so strange. Like it wasn't just me; like all of us bombed, which was wild. Because like you would think that incrementally it would get better the host. Yeah, the host set is like 50-50 chance if it's good or not. Nobody really cares. Just keep the show going. But when the feature went up and they like were actually cute and they still didn't get nothing, I'm like, okay, what are y'all really here for? So it was strange because it was a mixed room. It was young people, it was old people, it was black people, it was white people, it was drug addicts, it was alcoholics. But they were not, and I have a range of material, like something will get you, and like they just weren't doing it. But what I did learn from that though was, and you know what's bad, even when the guy that books you on the show is like, hey man, I don't know what happened, but appreciate you for coming out. We're still gonna pay you. But sometimes it's a good crowd, sometimes it's not. And it's just like that doesn't make me feel better at all. I mean, I should be able to wield the energy of the room, and I wasn't able to do that. But yeah, folks, the one thing I learned about that was that I actually do have the time. Like even with no laughs, I got like 40 minutes of material. So, and I did it all. I was like, I'm not leaving. I was like, I'm not leaving.
Fuck yeah, I'm doing everything I
Yeah,
got.
yeah.
That's
I am
mad
not
impressive to
leaving.
me. That's way more impressive
Yeah.
to me than if they were into it. That's awesome. Like,
But it's not good when you start sweating and the lights are hitting your ass and you like, you trying to like act like it's not fucking with you, but it is. My confidence, I was shot for like a week after that. I was like, yeah, I don't want to do no mics or nothing. I don't even want to think about a joke. Don't even tell me ha. Like, leave me alone. I'm about to do spoken word.
The butterflies.
Yeah.
when I'm on a lineup or whatever, Brandy, do you get like this? Because when I'm on a lineup and people are bombing before me, I'm watching people bomb. I'm still thinking, I'll get them though. Like it's still like a delusional thing.
Bruh, I feel like I was like, yeah, no, they gonna like me. I was like, okay, ain't nobody else made them laugh. I got this. I just thought the venue, I was like, the venue looked like we in here playing Dungeons and Dragons and shit. Like we had a meet up for Dungeons and Dragons. They was not biting it, bruh.
You know the funny shit? That was my next question. Where's the weirdest place you've done stand up?
Oh, that's a good question. Because I've been doing it for a while, and like when you're new, like, oh, we're in a bookstore. This is weird. Like,
we're in a fucking library. We're in the back of a bar.
Yeah,
that holds 10 people.
What a Whole Foods.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law tried to. yeah. Like it all seems weird, and now I'm like, yeah, no, I'll do that. My mother-in-law tried to prank me with a fake gig that was taking place in a barn. Like an active barn. She sent me like a fake email, but I was still thinking like, no, I could make this work. Yeah,
yeah, I got this shit.
I got this.
Right next to the cows. Yeah.
Cows to the left. The chickens over there. We good.
I ended up doing something.
Yeah.
It ended up being really cool, but it was like definitely weird. Like I got booked to do like a camp out thing, and like it took me like 3 miles off the back of like off the road, and I had to check in with like a white person in the gate at first. They're like, yeah, you just go over there, and it was dark, and I'm riding around. I don't see no lights, it's obviously no Wi-Fi out here. I'm like, yo, this is it right here. I'm going long-term comedy saga or some shit. Like, man, it actually ended up being really good. It was like a lot of people out there doing acid and shit, so. But it was like all the way in the back, like on an old plantation, like a campground type shit. And like I didn't really know if I was gonna make it back for real.
Them type of comedy spots, them just be.
That's brave.
Yeah,
it was brave.
I don't know if I would have did some shit like that, where it's like, hey, there's no lights on this fucking road. Like my first sign of like this, something's fucked up. Like there's no street lights on this road. It's like, nah, we ain't like niggas like me ain't supposed to be over here. Like, nah, I don't want to be over here. Now, Brandy, tell me about culture enthusiasts. What is that?
Culture enthusiasts is my small business, my brand. Basically, we are lovers of culture. I feel like I love art more than just comedy. So, like, music was my first love. I used to play trumpet, DJ a little bit, used to rap, etc. But like
every nigga used to rap. Every nigga got one verse. Will's got a verse, Hesh got a verse. Everybody got one verse in the tuck where they wrote. They tried it.
I ain't got no verse.
My first song was called Ice Breaker.
I'm glad you quit.
Me and my cousins made a mixtape on a karaoke machine, and we called ourselves Northside Freestyle Balls, but we live in North Carolina. Like, what are we talking about?
A long ass rap group.
Terrible. Terrible. It was NFB for short, but like, who is trying to? Nobody's listening to that at all. Northside Freestyle Ballers. We played too much
freestyle ball.
Street Volume
Freestyle ballers.
Y'all threw every suffix on that.
They got no with no freestyle.
Street
side ballers.
Horrible marketing.
Pimp squad.
Horrible marketing, but the Culture Enthusiast is my brand. That's like I produce events through that, and it's a media company. Eventually, I want to turn it into a production, but that's kind of what it is right now.
Okay. All right, now, Will, Well, Wills, how did you come up with, I guess, who was going to be a part of the tour? You know, like Cordero and Rod, and I forgot the other brother's name.
Yeah, this
How
year
you
we
actually
got
pick
Matt
everyone?
White and Jordan Sentry.
Mm.
I got real lucky both years in that the folks I reached out to first said yeah, because I didn't really like. There are other names, there are other people that I hope eventually I get to have on a show or have on the lineup in some way.
Mm.
But like, it really was a matter of like, well, if I could just ideally, Gerard I've known for ages, and like Gerard and I have been talking about like we're gonna like from the time Gerard started, we've been talking like we're gonna tour together, we're gonna go on
Mm.
the road together. Um, and same with Cordero. Like Cordero was in Wilmington doing comedy when I started. So it was those two. It was just like, and they both live in New York now. So it was just like, well, any excuse I can have to like get them to come back down this way and like, do some shows in the South, that'd be great. Um, Brandy, like I've done a show with Brandy at Dead Crow in Wilmington, maybe a week before I started putting the tour together. Like I had just worked with her and I'd seen Brandy several times. Like we'd done like a few different random shows like throughout North Carolina, but like I said, she started funny, and like every time I see Brandy, it was like, damn, Brandy's only getting funny. Like she's only like, that's not common with people. That's not common with comics.
Mm.
It's like, there's no level off with her. So it was like, well, if I can be with anybody, I'm gonna try Brandy.
Mm.
This year, Matt White's joining us, which is dope because Matt was the one who gave me a bunch of advice when I started, and like, he lived in Wilmington for a while, so he was kind of like Wilmington comedy dad, and now he's in Raleigh, so now he's like Raleigh comedy dad, but like he's a pro, he's an absolute pro, and so like and Brandy was the one who kind of let me know. It was like, I think Matt would want to do this, which was a shock to me because I would have never asked him. I would have been too embarrassed to even like approach him with like, do you want to do like, so just hearing that he even wanted to be a part of it was super affirming to me. And Jordan Sentry, like super dope, hilarious guy out of Charlotte. Folks might have seen he does really funny music video commentary videos on Instagram and TikTok, where he just does like everything wrong with or random observations of, like, and breaks down different music videos. Last year, Jordan was our guest comic in Charlotte, and he kicked off. He was the first comic on the very first show of the tour, and he did great. He crushed, and I already knew that about him. I already knew he was a great comic, but it was just like, all right, next time we do this, he needs to be on the road with us. He doesn't need to just be a guest comic. He needs to be coming around and doing this with us. So that's kind of like the hope, is like every time we do it, we add stops, we rotate lineups, we add comics, and we keep bringing on more guest comics and introducing more folks on, just kind of figuring out like different ways to grow up. My ideal thing for this is like it keeps growing as a brand and as a movement, like Black Power Rangers comics, where there's a point where there's like Black Power Rangers tours going on. I'm not on them. I'm not producing them. Like, this is just like, we've grown the network to the point where like, people know the name and they know quality. They know that's going to be a quality show they got to check out. So
kind of like a don't tell or a prohibition comedy, rather.
Okay.
Right, exactly. Where it's like a name and a brand. It's like every time you see it's going to be it might be a different lineup, but it's going to be a good show.
Good.
But it's black.
And it's
black as shit.
And we're not. That's another thing, was just like, I lived in a town with Cordero and Gerard for years, and I think I was on a lineup with them maybe like twice ever. Like, that was just a thing where it's just like, if I want to be on a lineup with Brandy and Gerard at the same time, that's a show I'm gonna have to book. If I want to be on a lineup with all these people at the same time, I'm just gonna have to make that happen. So that's been a really cool part of this.
Why is that?
We are the affirmative action. One, you get one diversity.
Yeah, so they just don't put all the black people together. Is that what it is?
Nah, no.
Because then it's a black show, and no one ever says it's a white show. No one's ever like, oh no, we put 3 white guys, we put 3 white brown hair dudes on the same show. Like, that never happens. But it's you put like more than one of us on a show, then it's like, oops, all Negroes.
It's
like, it's just.
That was my next question, which is funny. It was like, have you had any pushback with, the theme being black, being in front of everything, like Black Power Rangers comedy?
Nothing nothing that matters.
Oh,
Like
gotcha.
nothing that there's random comments that I will happily delete from people who are like, it's racist to only put one. It's like, you are an egg. Why are you
Power Rangers was a
commenting?
diverse group.
Yeah.
Ah.
no one that matters. And maybe there's some degree of shadow banning this year that always like just feels a little paranoid, because like last year we were Black Power Rangers and like folks weren't getting the Black Power part of it. They just got it was like that it was Power Rangers. So our stuff would get a lot more views and clicks and shares and everything last year. And this year I'm being like very deliberate with like our logo is a fist holding a mic. Like we put Black Power on a separate line, so it's by itself. Our tour colors are the Pan-African flag, like just being as deliberate as possible. Like, no, it's not just Black Power Rangers. It's Black Power Rangers. And
dot.
Yeah,
Rangers.
Yeah, might have to throw some punctuation.
Yeah,
might have,
like Black Power. dot. Rangers.
And it feels like this year the engagement isn't as high as it was last year. So, but that's always a tough thing to call out without just feeling paranoid about it. Like, am I being shadow banned? Is this what's happening? But yeah, no criticism that matters.
Okay. Now, what made you want to go the independent route and I guess start your own tour? Was it like, I guess, lack of being booked? Was it just out of desperation? Like, what, just want to own your own thing? Like, what was it?
I think just like, wanting to own it ourselves. And also just the realization that like I said, I've been doing this a long time, and touring is a thing I've wanted to do for a long time. Last year was my first ever tour. Like I started doing mics and shows and all that in 2013. I didn't go do my first tour until 2022. So it's just kind of this realization of like, there's no waiting for stuff to come to you. Like there's nothing happens just because you want it to happen. Just kind of like that realization is like, I want to work with Brandy. It's like, well, I'm gonna have to book a show and put it on and make it happen. Like, so there's getting different gigs and different like funny business and all these like different like featuring gigs for all these other guys, but it's just like, this is what I want to do. This is the ideal thing I want to do. And no one's ever going to be like, hey, I put together an all Black lineup of touring comics and they're all your friends. Do you want to do it? Like, I had to. So it's just that realization of like, nothing's going to come just from waiting.
Right. Now, this isn't the first thing that you've created. You created things like Nintendo. You got What Did We Miss? You have Late Fear. Was Late Fear your first thing?
Late Fear was the very first thing, and that was a lot of fun. It was super ambitious. We did a live late night talk show in Wilmington for like 3.5 years. So we'd have a guest comic, a guest musician. I would come out and do a political monologue. We did that for like 3.5 years, and then I was doing What Did We Miss for 5 years, which was a comedy news segment on the local news. So folks in Wilmington who were up at 5:30, 6:30, whatever, got to see me do comedy once a week on the news. Yeah, those were fun. Those were the very first things.
Okay. Now my question is, why did it stop?
Late Fear stopped because it was when I started it, it was me and a bunch of my friends, including Matt White, who was like a writer on it. It was like a bunch of my friends like writing the show together and putting it on. And it was a very fun thing to do. And after a while, it's a lot of work because I was writing sketches, stand-up, monologue, and booking guests and editing the show and uploading it and promoting it all by myself. Damn. So it was a lot of work for me to do all by myself. The writing part of it would be fun because that would be the part where I do with other people. But then eventually, by the time we got to the final year of it, folks have moved to different cities. We've changed venues. We've changed time slots. And now I'm writing, I'm doing it all by myself now. And and for a while, it was like, well, all of this is hard work, but it really was like my favorite hour of the week. Like once we got to the show itself was fun. Like I loved doing it. But there got to a point where like I woke up one morning and it was like Monday and the show's on like Thursday or whatever. And I was like, ah, man, we got late fear this week. And I'm like, wait, no one's making me do this. like, I made this thing. Like if I'm at a point where I'm dreading that I've got to go do it again, then that's
Why the
it.
fuck are we doing it?
Yeah, right. So that last episode was dope because it was so many guests we had over the years, so many audience members from over the years. We did it in 2 different spots. People who came to our original spot came out for the last episode, and that really made me feel like I was getting out at the right time, and it really made me feel like that we really did do a thing. Because we did a final episode and nobody came, then it was like I should have stopped this
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Now, you seem to have been, or I don't know if you still are, like a one-man band, man. Like, did you not trust people with your idea, like with your baby? Like, can't nobody do this the way I want it to be done?
With the talk show?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question. I do feel like I kind of have like a bit of a control freak energy, so that there is a bit of that. But I think it was just ultimately like because it was this thing that I'm getting more comfortable with now. But at the time, it was like, this is my idea. This is my thing that I really have the vision for. And for me to make it work with other people, I have to ask a lot from other people. And back then, I was not good at asking for people for things. So like for it to work, I needed to ask someone to come, record the show. I needed to ask somebody to come do tech. I needed to ask somebody to come help me write, to help me promote. I needed to ask people to come buy into this thing with me, which I, was never comfortable with. And over time, I got increasingly worse about it to the point where I was doing it by myself because I was too like in my head to ever ask somebody. So with this is with the tour, this is like a new territory for me because I'm not doing it all by myself. The comics, like Brandy's here helping me promote right now. The comics are helping. They're booking folks and helping to promote. My wife's helping me like do logistics and stuff. So now this is like a kind of growth thing where I'm like, all right, this is a thing I want to do. If it has to happen, it's not going to be, I have to like be okay with asking like, can you
help me? Nigga, help me.
Can you help me? Yeah.
Now this is your 2-year anniversary that just passed, right?
That's right. That's right. You've done research. You have done.
Yeah,
You do.
I try. So how was married life treating you, and how is married life? Well, how does she like being married to a comic?
I think all of this part of it, like the tour part of it, and like kind of that, kind of like the productivity side of it, she really like engages with and really likes that part of it. Married life's been good. It's been good. She says that I don't give her credit for being funny. Like, I'm a funny person and you never laugh. And I was like, I think you're funny. He's like, yeah, but you don't. It's because you're a comic.
She's not funny. She's not. Yo, you have to say that as like the husband. Like, if she ain't funny, like.
It's funny.
Like you got
I don't know
job.
why my voice went up.
I got my job. It's just gender roles work here, I guess. Like, I'd be funny. You do you.
Well, yeah, no, marriage is dope because it's like this. It's this thing that like I feel like I was kind of, to be honest, resistant about for a little bit, just because again, it involves it's collaboration. Like my life is a partnership now, and that's a thing that is dope now and was scary to me a few years ago. So like, no, I love it. It's been a good 2 years.
Now, is she in a lot of your jokes or? No,
she's in a few of them. She's in a few. I talk about my wife's like white, so like I do have jokes about like what that's going to be like to eventually like start a biracial family, like what that's going to be like for me, and am I ready to like I have jokes about that where I kind of talk about like we're gonna have kids that are a different race than both of us, and like what does that look like, and
look like
am I ready for that?
Look like something great, maybe.
That's what
a lot of biracial motherfuckers that are amazing.
You might get Logic.
You can get Logic or you can get Mariah Carey.
They will have to write at least 116 in their life. I don't care what they look like.
Maybe an 8. How about
Yeah,
that?
that's how you write an 8.
Write an 8.
If
You get
feel
past the 8,
inspired,
we can
finish
talk.
Yeah.
Now,
Or you
Brandy,
get just
seeing
a
that
small
as like
thing.
a
Yeah,
breakup, I guess, brought you to the stage. Like, is a lot of your life in your jokes, or like, you know, do you incorporate a lot of your real life experiences in your jokes? Like, because they always say that comics, you know, are some of the most depressed, saddest people in the world, so they gotta actually take their humor or take their pain and turn it into humor for you motherfuckers to laugh. So, Brandy, what's your, I
Yeah.
guess, your style of comedy, or do you incorporate what are your jokes basically? What encompasses you on the stage?
I do give a little bit about myself. I talk about where I grew up. I talk about being in a religious family, you know, being Black and Southern Baptist, being gay and struggling with that. My different relationships with women. I talk about some of the jobs I've had, just some of the struggles I have. Like right now, I don't have a car, so I have a joke about that. Which is doing pretty well right now, Wills. That joke is doing really well right now.
I'm excited.
But then I also have like jokes about just my takes on stuff. Like I do a lot of hypothetical observational stuff. Like I like to present an idea and I want the audience to understand how I think. If you can understand how I think, then you can go anywhere with me. It doesn't matter what we're talking about. So I really like doing that because it requires them to be engaged and utilize their imagination and just be silly. Cause like comedy it's a huge responsibility, but we can't forget the fun of it. So like I do a little bit of everything. I don't think I have one style. Somebody asked me, they were like, how do you write your jokes? Like, you know, I'm like, however it comes to me, that's how it comes. If it's a one-liner, I'm gonna do it. If it's an act out, I'll do it. If it's a story, I tell the story. So it just fits. It's weird because like I don't know. You start off with no material and then you end up living and then you just have material and you're like, how does this fit together? And that's just kind of what it is. But yeah, I talk about my identity a lot though.
Now, are you dating?
Like, really fun hypothetical roads. Like, I don't smoke, so I've never smoked with Brandy, but I've seen Brandy do stand up, so I feel like I've smoked with Brandy.
Right.
Like she will
That's
take
important.
you
on the journey.
Yeah.
Now, Brandy, are you dating right now?
Yeah, you could say that for lack of better words, but ain't nobody
Ain't nobody pull the trigger yet. Ain't nobody worth snatching up. Yeah.
Nah.
Now, when they find out you're a comedian, do they try to be funny or try to like? Is there a different approach once they find out that you do comedy?
Kinda. I feel like they push back because they realize I don't have a lot of free time. Like, like you're not.
Attention. Yeah.
It's like, well, this thing is always gonna be first. Can you accept that? You know, like, and that's just what it is. It's not even to be rude, but like, this thing has actually saved my life. I owe my whole being to it to feel fulfilled in life. You know what I mean? You are a great addition, but this is still going to be here before you, after you, and during you. Right. You know, and like people, they really can't. For one, I don't think they can handle that, like the gravity of that. And some of them don't even really want to be material for real. They don't really want to be a joke. You know, when the joke on you, bitches don't be finding that shit funny.
That shit ain't funny. That shit was about me.
Yeah, I ain't even say your name, but I know it hurt you.
Yeah,
I know that shit was about. I'm not only with stretch marks there.
Yeah. So it's a balancing, but I think eventually the more that I do it, like I'm getting a lot more attention now from women about it. Like I feel like you got to filter through that too, because like they like the attention of what I'm getting, so they want to see what they can get. So it's just a matter of waiting. I feel like I think a substantial relationship will come when it's time, but right now I'm so much on the up.
You focus,
it's like I don't really. Yeah, like I just
gonna
can't.
distract me. I can't have that.
You know, but sometimes I want it. Sometimes I want that distraction, and then
sometimes. The more you go out on the road, you'll get distraction. You just can't bring them.
I know.
Now, cultural enthusiasts. Now, how'd you build your team? Because, like we mentioned before, you know, Wills was kind of like, I'm doing everything myself, fuck everybody. Like, how'd you build your team when it comes to that?
Well, I actually started the Culture Enthusiast as a podcast like before podcast was actually popular. Like I started my podcast in 2017. I was like, I want to do radio. I dropped out of college. How can I do radio? Let me make my own podcast. And that'll treat myself like it's a radio so I can sell it. You know what I'm saying? I'm making my own experience. I've always been that kind of person to like cultivate my own experience. Be like, well, I've already done this, even though I don't have the credentials. I've done the same thing you've done. And you know what I mean? So I started that off with a co-host, and the premise of it was to the premise of the brand is to entertain, inform, and inspire. So I wanted to do like a mixture of comedy, entertainment, highlight local artists as far as musicians, comedians even, and do like pop culture stuff. So kind of like what y'all do, you know. I started off with a co-host, and then my co-host kind of fizzled out. I think it was like, honestly, we were friends, and I was dating someone, and I broke up with somebody, and then like I feel like they were trying to shoot their shot after that, and like I was so focused on the creation of what we did that like I missed that whole thing. And she was like, I don't want to do this no more. So then I tried to pursue it by myself. But see, I'm the kind of person that if I'm doing something, for one, I like to do things with other people in mind, you know? And when it's all me, I'm like, first of all, that's boring to me, even though you might think I have personality. That's a lot of work. I got to really pump it up and be like, and I was like, I'm going to get burnt out. So I ended up dubbing the podcast and then just kind of put that into like creation of shows and alternative comedy spaces, people that I felt like weren't, you know, being represented. But I do want to bring back the podcast or some form of like online content. I just don't know what yet, because like the internet and our phones listen to everything. So it's like you can't really have an original idea anymore, you know? Like that's like unique. So I don't want to fall into that. But like I am a control freak too. I'm a Virgo. So by nature, we feel like we know it all. And like I'm learning to relinquish that power. I do want to collaborate more. But I think people just aren't ready to collaborate with me in a sense. Like I think they're intimidated, which is weird to me because I'm very down to earth. I might seem like I'm not, but most of the time,
it might be you. Your fucking podcast host left. Now you say niggas don't want to work. I think it's you.
But that was because she was trying to be romantic. I wasn't trying to be romantic, you know. Not at the time, but like I low key kind of miss her now though. She been watching my shit.
Hey, yo, send that text out, man. It's all right. Enough time has passed.
Like,
how long has it been? You said you started in 2017 and probably what?
2017.
Brandy, go get her.
I think she moved to Arizona. But the crazy thing is, the co-host that I had is the daughter of the comedian that gave me my first stage time, like on a show for real. Like I did a show at a community college out here, and so like. I don't know. It's just kind of sticky
man,
situation.
Send that hey big head text, man. Come on.
Yo, I tried. It's so crazy. I tried to follow her. She had changed her Instagram and stuff, and she was on her mama live the other day. And I tried to follow her. She didn't even accept my request, but then she watched my Snapchat. So I'm like, okay, whatever, bro. I ain't got time.
Nah, she knows. She gotta let her marinate. Like I ain't gonna know. I miss her too. Yeah,
Randy, we about to find you in a Velo flight to Arizona. You about to.
Yeah.
A Velo cheap too.
I'm scared. Them planes are like paper planes. I don't really want to be there. Them planes MIA was talking about.
I think with Spirit they make you help fly. Like you gotta flap your wings as you go through. Like, hey, keep pedaling, nigga.
It's like the bobsled. Push it and jump
3
in.
races of Mario Kart to get your little pin and shit.
Now, Will, so Black Power Rangers comedy tour is right now it's in the South, really, and then like, you know, y'all traveled a little bit up north to like I guess Maryland, DC area.
Right.
You said that you want to expand it now. Are you thinking like nationwide? Are you thinking international? Are you thinking the South? You thinking like are you trying to take over a region at a time, or are you just like wherever I fit in?
We're trying to grow it like a company. So like however much, like last year we did 4 cities and 4 cities worked. So it's enough for us to try for 10 cities this year. And so like, we're going to try to keep it as like a growing thing where it's like, yeah, we're going to go, we want to hit nationwide. We've had people in the Northeast who say, come out this way. We've had people in the Pacific Northwest who say they want Black Power Ranger shows. So wherever there seems like there's an interest and if it's possible, you know, that's the main thing. It's like, we want to keep it growing and keep it growing. So that's like, It's just sustaining growth. Like, but yeah, I think the vision for it is that it's nationwide. There's different Black Power Rangers, branches and troops and lineups across the country, and like people just kind of feel empowered to be like, we're part of the brand and we're going to put on a show, we're going to put on a tour. Mighty Morphin started Mighty Morphin, and now there's 33 different ones. That's kind of the vision. It's like
Galaxy Troop Rangers and shit.
Yeah. We're gonna have Black Power Rangers in space. We're gonna keep it growing. Yeah.
Now, you said that you're doing another tour later this year, correct?
So this year it's gonna be, we got a show in July, and then, we got 2 legs in August. We're gonna do 5 shows back to back in August, then 2 days, and then another 4 shows back to back. Okay,
got you. Now, where can everybody buy tickets?
You go blackpowerrangerscomedy.com. You can take you to the site where you can find tickets. We're also selling merch online. We got t-shirts, hats, pins, notebooks, whatever you're interested in. We got different Black Power Rangers artwork and logos on it. That's all available, blackpowerrangerscomedy.com or willsmaxwell.com/tour 2023.
Okay, dope. Now, is there anything else you guys want to promote? Anything else you guys want to talk about? We got mad time because we ain't got shit to do. We home. Anything else I want to promote? Anything else I got going on, like after the tour or later this year or anything?
No, I'm in the running for North Carolina's Funniest Good Nights Comedy Club via Helium, which is like a mass. Like Helium is like a machine for like comedy and like a network for comedy clubs. It could be a good look. We're just looking to like get a credit, like something that's like tangible to like help me get booked in other places. Not saying that I can't, but like consistently. So just looking for that. So y'all looking for that. A woman has never won the contest first place. She's always placed third. Every time a woman actually places in the finals, she's only placed third. So looking to try to shake the table on that, but no expectations, you never know. But I'm feeling good about it. So definitely looking to do that. But other than that, thinking about doing like a album of some sort this year.
Oh yeah, your first comedy album, yeah.
Special, but just kind of trying to see how the chips fall because I don't want to do anything prematurely for one. But yeah, that's really the things I'm working on for real.
Okay. Will, what about you?
If folks go to willsmaxwell.com, you already brought up Late Fear and What Did We Miss? There's 182 episodes of What Did We Miss, so you can catch up on all those. And right now, I'm the host of the podcast with Wills Maxwell Jr. That's how I got that job. And so every week we just bring on a different person, hang out with them. We take viewer questions. We do advice columns. And so I have a lot of fun with that. So yeah, that's available. All of that's on willsmaxwell.com.
All right. Dope. All right. So, appreciate you guys for coming by. Appreciate you guys coming.
He's so quiet. You talking about me talking. He ain't even talking.
Quiet.
What happens is I tell these niggas we got a guest and I do all the research and they just sit there and look.
Plus, I just try not to I'm trying not to interrupt you guys while y'all talking. So I try not to say too much and just let y'all do whatever it is you gotta do.
You a fucking lie. How long we been doing this shit? We've been doing this shit for like 5 years, nigga. Every goddamn guest, I do the goddamn research. And
you good at it. You see how they complimented you.
Need to do something.
Shining like a star, my guy. I'm trying to help you out.
Yeah, I swear to God, if you get out with you, I swear to God.
Bruh, he ain't even give us a church.
Yeah. One other thing. I got a question. Nothing.
No, that was a Zoom background for a second. Yeah, just
look pretty. It's just Hesh.
He on backdrop duty, so he can get that IMDb credit. You want to click, bro?
Nigga, put the logo up and shut up. That's my nigga though. I love you.
No, I appreciate y'all very much, man. This was a lot of fun. I appreciate y'all meeting you and hanging out with both of y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Definitely. If y'all got anything else to promote, y'all can always, come on. Y'all can use the platform. We always looking for, anyone to come on. We have all types of guests on. So whatever y'all got going on and you want to use our audience, use our platform, be our guest. I think we got a lot of listeners in North Carolina. So, Y'all pull up, yo.
Yeah.
Dojo, come out and show support. DC, Maryland, wherever they at. It's on the website, it's on the Instagram. Show up, man.
Follow me on Instagram at _BEE original. You dig?
Yeah,
I got a little fragrance
we
out
gonna
and
put
everything.
everything in the description. We got y'all.
Yep. This was cool.
I
Y'all be
appreciate
safe.
y'all.
All right, thank you.
You
Have a good one.
Peace.
And that was our interview with Black Power Ranger. They start going on tour, I believe, July 26th, and they're going on tour throughout the South. If you happen to be in Carolinas or Maryland or DC or in that just vicinity, go ahead and grab some tickets. You get 30% off your ticket if you tell them the dojo sent you. Don't do that. I'm lying. Don't fucking do that. Don't say that. But yeah, man. So what we got? Reviews, man. So we have episode 4 of Secret Invasion. I guess episode by episode, this thing is kind of ramping up. Hesh was right.
Yeah, I told you,
Brody's a
niggas.
scroll.
Yeah. And she had the
Um,
super soldier serum. I told you, niggas.
I told you she wasn't dead.
Told you,
Yeah, like
niggas.
what?
I told you
did
guy
wrong.
wasn't dead. Now, do you think Talos is dead?
Nah, he,
Oh, yeah,
he
he
better
did.
be dead. He shanked him
He
up.
did.
You sure?
He prison stabbed that nigga.
I mean, I know Talos didn't have access to the the serum to get him to make him a super scroll, but do we think he was like injected somehow, or it's like another off-screen thing that we're going to see in later episodes? Like Talos is done, or we think he's going to make a mysterious comeback?
Nah, he dead.
On. See you at the crossroads, Talos.
He defecated on himself.
Damn.
Yeah.
Shit
You
on
empty your
myself.
bowels when you die.
Damn.
Damn.
And Talos dead as hell. And the only power we see from Gravik so far was the group power.
Group power and in the extremist.
Extremist power.
Shit.
Shot him in the
shit on
face.
myself.
Oh,
I can't stop crying.
what's that? I can hear you over the telling me shitting myself.
Yeah.
How does this episode start, man?
What
She wake up from the dead.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Gaia wakes up from the dead. They do the whole what you didn't see is she got the super soldier, she got the serum, and now she's a super scroll, but you didn't know that, did you?
So
We
now I
didn't show
wonder-
it, but now we'll show you.
The only thing I wonder is she a full super scroll or did she just do the extremist shit?
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll find out more, I guess.
There's a difference?
Oh no, well, maybe she just did the one thing to like heal herself, but she didn't have enough time to like activate all the powers that's supposed to be in there. I'm just saying, I don't know.
Pretty sure that machine made a really loud noise, so maybe she didn't have enough time.
And the time to do everything, but who knows?
Who knows?
What the fuck is up with Seer's birthday? He said Talos had to die so with delusional stance on scrolls that humans living together in harmony can die with them.
He not
All
wrong.
that shit.
He not wrong. This nigga think, oh yeah, nah. I'm gonna tell the president that there's aliens here that can shapeshift and pretend to be humans, and you'll never know who we are, but we ain't, and you should just be okay with that. And some of us are bad, but we're the good ones. And it's like, no, nigga, I'm nuking everything, even though they're not. They're immune to radiation, but he's like, we gonna nuke them all.
Yeah. Goddamn.
So
This is the shortest episode of the season so far. I think it was only like 30 minutes. It was a short episode.
Yeah, it felt like it. I hate when they do that.
Yeah. Yeah, so that happens, and then we get a scene where
Rudy.
Scrolls are Rhodey. I mean,
Yeah.
Scrolls are Rhodey. Wow. Rhodey's a scroll.
Yeah.
A female scroll at that.
Yeah.
It's a little disrespectful, I think, but let it rock. Masculating the black, you know.
Man, you know what it is. Told you what's going on, man.
Finkel's Einhorn, nigga. Einhorn is Finkel.
Shit, you know you're trying to make it. Never mind.
Yep. Anyway,
I just don't know why you would be a scroll and turn yourself black. Like you got it hard enough being a fucking alien, but now you want to be a black fucking human scroll?
Dude, look at
Like,
that.
nah, get the fuck out of here, nigga. I'm white everything.
yeah, you actually get to choose, nigga. Like, why would you?
You
want
actually get to choose your race. You think first I gotta come to Earth. I don't know shit of earthly. I don't know anything earthly. Anything, no culture, no nothing. Now, and I gotta be black, so I can fucking kill everybody on this planet. But now I gotta take it as a black man.
I
don't think they know I think they're ignorant to the racial divide.
Oh, the racial oppression?
Oh, you know, fucking white people in school.
They been
Real
here
quick.
since 95, nigga. They know about Rodney King and shit, nigga.
Yeah, some niggas was Asian niggas was around.
They seen it? Dr. King, Rodney King, nigga. Like, they seen it?
Nigga, there's a lot for George Floyd. They was around.
Facts, nigga. They could have helped that nigga.
Turn Asian real quick.
Asian.
Nigga, you know them that Stop Asian Hate bill got passed, man. Quick, I'd have been Asian in a fucking second.
Man.
That's crazy. Turn Asian real quick. Or Jewish.
Go snatch Amy Wong and put her in a fucking
Amy Wong.
cryogenic chamber real quick. Hey, your wife Asian now, Nick. What you gonna do?
Oh shit!
I don't know how you gonna explain this to your parents, but hey, fuck it. I don't want to be nigga no more.
It's rough being a black person in America.
You keep calling him Scrody.
That's what they call him, Scrody.
Sound like scrotum, nigga.
Yeah.
Scrody.
Still nigga. You a scroll? Still nigga.
Oh man, Brody ain't know nothing about no fucking brother shit. I was like, what the fuck you talking about, nigga?
Yeah, you doing my brother?
Yo, you know what's crazy? You could have known who's a scroll just by like simple black shit too. Like you don't know the electric slide?
The electric.
You got no cocoa butter in your house?
Yeah.
So you don't know what to put on these ribs, huh?
No chitlins? No, I'm playing.
How you play space? Big joker, little joker. Do joker.
But yeah, so that happens, and then Fury eavesdrops on his wife because she's talking to Scrody, and I guess
Scrody.
and Scrody
I
is
gotta
trying
rename
to-
the podcast, nigga. Scrody.
Scrody.
That word
Vagina
sounds
roadie.
Scrody.
Scrody.
Was telling her
God
to
damn.
kill Fury. Fury's like, damn, my wife betrayed me. How dare she, beloved? And then they
Beloved.
meet back up at the house. And they
Yeah.
both pull guns on each other and they
Yeah.
shoot, and they both miss on purpose.
Yeah.
And it's
Mhm.
like, oh, I guess we were in love.
I love you, bitch.
Oh, Mr. Smith. Oh.
He's like, what you say? He's like, oh, if I met you over different circumstances, would you still love me? We'll never know.
No.
And then he just walked
Well,
out.
no, she said
Something like that.
If should have just
Been a scroll.
been a scroll the whole time, like not lived in the appearance of a black woman, would he have loved her? He's like, well, we'll never know. Which
Wait, I
is basically
thought she was.
no.
I thought she was. She was on him from the jump. I thought she was on him from the jump.
nah, but she's saying, but she still took the appearance of
Oh
a
yeah.
human. She's
Yeah.
saying, if I was in my scroll appearance, would you still have loved me? And he was
Basically,
like-
no.
and he was saying, hell no, bitch.
Hell no.
Be a human.
I guess we'll never know.
Man.
Would we know? The answer is no.
Because I thought she said something like, "Oh yeah, you
Oh,
right."
that
Because
freaking Beverly and Maze has been a lie.
because she said something like, she picked the appearance based on his preference of what he liked.
Oh yeah. Because you're trying to honeypot that nigga.
Dr. Umar will be proud.
His preference is Negroes.
Yeah.
Negroes.
Donations.
No, we got to put that nigga to sleep.
Donations.
My chocolate goddess.
So yeah, so that happens, and then Fury and Talos get together because Gravik is gonna attack the president. I guess they're gonna try to kill him, pretending to be Russians, just to get this World War III shit pop on and popping.
Mhm.
But they're able to stop them, but in the process, Talos gets shanked up in the shower,
Mhm.
and then Fury's like, no. And then he throws the president in his whip and then just drives off, and that's how it ends.
Yeah.
Like that's like the whole episode, really.
Yeah.
Is them niggas having a shootout, fucking helicopter blow up. This nigga shoot at his wife. She shoot at him.
Yeah.
They're still in love, but he leaves her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
and his boy dies.
Mm.
How the hell he get to Russia so quick?
The
I don't
teleportation?
Yeah, pretty much. That's like what was it? Was it Eternals? What was it? No, it was Wonder Woman. It was Wonder Woman. It was Wonder Woman when they kept going to place to place like mad quick.
Oh yeah, it took her a day to get to the middle of the desert.
Yeah, like,
fucking Middle East.
Yeah, she can fly. And
Not at that point, nigga. You just
and
jump.
Spider-Man through lightning.
Oh yeah, whip lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you can whip lightning, nigga. You do it. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. With lightning, you can get to the middle of the desert in 15 minutes.
Yeah, Toasting, we live on a Monday. Anything else happening in that show?
Not that I could think of, really.
Yeah, that's about it.
It was like I said, it was a short episode because I think we got 2 more episodes left, so I think this is sort of
2.
it's only
Yeah,
6 episodes, so we got 2 more left, so it's almost over.
3 more.
2 more.
No, it's 4th episode.
That was episode
That
4.
was the 4th?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And then we got to do episode 5 and 6. So, yeah.
Okay.
So, so I think they probably was like, this is okay. This is the reset. Gravik's plan didn't go through. The president's in danger. Talos is dead. Now what? And then I guess we'll see what happens.
I guess we about to see.
That shit was kind of some bullshit with when Nick Fury is like, no, he's with me. This green ass nigga's like, okay.
Right.
He just started
like,
shooting.
Like, where? I got it.
Like, man.
He's like, nigga, if you don't shoot that nigga.
Anything that's not human, what the fuck you talking about?
This nigga got a piccolo in his arms.
You had to kill me.
But also in his defense, this is a world where aliens have attacked before.
Yeah, but
Like,
the scene where that close is like, oh shit, what the fuck? I don't know.
Yeah, this shit different.
He might have been in New York when the other shit happened. He might have been seeing one up close. Or when fucking Thanos came up, he might have been in New York for that shit. You're in New York, bad luck.
Right.
We'll be having it.
Okay. All right, so topic time. What the hell we got for topic time? Alita Battle Angel 2 and 3 seemingly confirmed by James Cameron.
About time.
So,
Not anymore.
yeah, I was about to say, with all this shit, like all these shits is like dependent on the strike, and
Yeah, pretty much.
but being confirmed by James Cameron that I guess after the strike is over that they're gonna continue writing the sequel in the trilogy to it.
I think he was gonna be working on it in between him working on the rest of these Avatar films.
Mm-hmm.
But
I thought they were done.
No.
They got like at least 2 more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they shot him. And like,
No.
No, I think the 4th one was
Yeah, I think the 4th one maybe.
Well, it's like 5 and 6 coming.
Yeah. It's more.
okay.
Man, more blue.
Yeah, like Zoe Saldana was like, great, I'm gonna be like 50 playing this character.
Like I was 27 when I fucking first started. That would be like 30.
That is crazy. Fucking 27.
Yeah, no. Who fucking 2000 and
Y'all need points on the movie at that point. Like, give me some
5.
points.
Nah, 2000.
Should have asked for that first.
She must have started.
Well, fucking Matt Damon had a chance, but just fun to, I don't know, didn't take it.
But yeah, I mean, I still haven't watched that first movie. I gotta watch that shit.
You ain't watched the first one?
No, nigga.
Yeah, it's alright, man. You should watch it.
Yeah, it's
Well,
Pocahontas.
I mean, I want to. The
It's too long. It's too long though.
Oh, well, all right, or that's definitely not gonna convince me to watch it now, nigga.
Well, I was just letting you know, it's like fucking 3 hours, nigga.
Fuck that noise, nigga.
I don't remember being in theater for 3 hours, but
Changed my
I think
mind.
it's something like that.
have at it.
I was gonna try to watch it.
Well, Alita 1 was released in 2019, and seemingly, if they haven't even written a script or finished anything that has to do with Alita Battle Angel 2, that shit ain't coming out until 2025.
That's kind of early.
At the earliest, and I don't even think that's
Well, I would think if they, I mean, obviously this just got confirmed by James Cameron, so this is 4 years later after the first one came out. But now with this writer, because we don't know how long this writer strike gonna last, and then like when the writer strike is over, there's nothing saying that these niggas gonna get right back to work on this. So we don't know when this is coming out. Like this may be canceled again. So this strike is throwing everything for a loop.
That's a point.
So everything that's been confirmed, just take with a grain of salt.
Facts.
Hulu launches adult animation anime hub Animayhem. So basically, what they're doing is putting all your favorite shows on all your favorite animated shows on one central hub where you don't have to go looking and typing in a bunch of stuff. It's just like, hey, if you like Family Guy, you might like The Simpsons or Bob's Burgers, or you like Futurama, you may like this new shit or whatever else we're gonna put on here. So, you know, it's just a branch off of Hulu's hub.
Yeah, it's like Fox's animation domination shit.
Yeah, it's just in one central location type of thing.
That makes sense. I think their adult animation is some of their high streaming stuff, so I think it makes sense to put it in a place where it's easier for for people to find. So people who maybe haven't seen it will be like, "Oh, what the fuck is this?" Click on it and find some more shit. So it makes sense.
Nigerian Princess, I refuse to watch The Way of Water.
Same here, dog.
Yeah, I keep seeing it. I was like, I want to watch it, but it's like, this shit's too goddamn long, man.
9
Yeah, I
hours
gotta
long.
actually like if I gotta carve out a day to watch a movie, then it's like, nah.
Yeah.
I gotta really have nothing to do and be able to sit down and watch it. Nah, I'm not doing that. But you know, it's there. It's at my disposal. I can watch it whenever I want.
I just
but-
don't give a fuck about Blue Cats that much.
Yeah, I didn't give a fuck about the first one that much to care about the sequel. So
Hey.
you know, but I mean, with the money it made, kind of, you know, it's drawing me toward it, just like with Top Gun. So I'm like, I kind of want to watch it just
I
to
think
see
Top
what the
Gun
hype is
different
about.
though.
The Top Gun.
I
is
know,
actually
yeah, I
good.
know.
Top Gun is good.
I don't think the Way of the Water is the same. I just think it gets its praise because of it being a technological marvel as far as cinema and the CGI.
Yeah.
It's never the story they talk about.
What
It's always
is the
what you
story-
see.
What's the story of the first Avatar?
The first, it's like
Nobody
Pocahontas. It's like Pocahontas. That's what it is. They trying to
yeah.
get some shit out of this tree, and then they
Unobtainium.
yeah.
That's what it's called. It's called unobtainium, nigga.
And they obtain it.
Oh my god.
So is it obtainium now? Is it
Yeah, obtainium.
God damn.
That's funny.
like that's one of them things I think that AI thought of. It was like, what we gonna do? What we gonna name some shit that people can't normally get?
Unobtainium.
Stupid ass humans.
Crazy.
They let this nigga paraplegic ass do this shit because his brother died. So there's like, hey, you're not a Marine or nothing, but your brother was. So you gonna come with us, and now you're gonna be a cat.
Well, it was
He's like, "All right, got
it
you."
was kind of like a logical reason for it because they had a perfect
I'm
DNA
playing a
match.
video game with a real life thing.
Yeah, because they had a perfect DNA match, and he was the only one who could use his fucking avatar.
I know, but still, fuck that. You
And then he hit him
somebody
up.
else.
But he was a wasn't he a Marine?
That was his brother.
Yeah,
Maybe
he
wasn't.
was a Marine. He just got like
That was his
shot.
brother.
And his legs was fucked up, and he's promised some legs when he do it,
Because they ain't there.
but he ended up fucking the thing. Mm.
Let's see. Actors at Hollywood studios want their AI replicas for free forever. So basically, you'll hear Chris talk about it later in the episode. But basically, they'll scan your body like it's like some 2K face scan shit, but they scan your whole body. And then they want to, like, if they use it in one movie, they'll pay you for that. They'll pay you like, all right, but they want to be able to use it forever in perpetuity with anything. So it's licensed, owned by the studio, and you don't get any money if they happen to use it again. It's like one time use. All right, we got it. Cool. We don't really need you no more. If they got background characters, they can just use that. They can do whatever they want with this AI replica shit. And it's only going to get better. It's only going to look more lifelike, as time goes on. So who knows what they could do? They could, anything.
Yeah, that's like
Anything they want to, and then make it look like something else.
that's like when we was watching the season finale of The Mandalorian. Then when you see the Boba Fett shit, that shit looks completely different. Luke looks real as fuck.
Yeah.
Man, time to improve it. Technology.
That was a short
Better and better.
turnaround though.
Yeah.
Depends on how much time. I don't know how much time they had.
That shit was like a good
Maybe-
2-3 years. Like that shit wasn't that far off.
I don't even think it was that long.
Like 2 years, right?
In between? I
Between
feel like it's
Boba
like-
Fett,
I think it was like a year, nigga. But I could
it was
be wrong.
something, but that shit was
Nah,
quick.
A couple of months, if I'm being real honest. But so they might have been working on one. They might have been working on both of them at the same time. But obviously, they have more time to get the Boba Fett one done better because they
Yeah.
have more time. So maybe that's why it came out a little better. But
Yeah.
I gotta look into that.
Okay. Gaming news. Europe says handheld consoles must have replaceable batteries starting 2027.
It's lit. Do it.
So they mean Europe handheld, or are they talking about some worldwide mandate that they're trying to impose?
I'm assuming it's probably just Europe for the time being,
Okay.
but I don't know for a fact.
So what's the play behind, like, why? Like, what's the why?
I think because batteries go, but the consoles don't. So if you could just replace the battery without having to buy a whole new console or all that kind of shit, I think that's the reason behind it. I
Yeah,
could be wrong.
it's a profit thing. It's
Yeah.
like because if your battery goes on the Switch, it's pretty much done, nigga.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah, but isn't that helping people
what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
by
What, the
telling
battery?
that y'all have to y'all handheld devices have to have replaceable batteries starting 2027? Because like you just said, the Switch, like it's only so many times where you could charge that thing and the battery's gonna withhold the same charge as when it was brand new. So I think if you have a handheld device and you keep charging it, and by 2027 the battery ain't gonna be 100% like it was when you bought it in 2023, isn't that like good?
Yeah.
It's like to help people.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're doing it.
Yeah.
But no, I don't. It doesn't seem. When has the government ever done something to help people? Like, and then you start with handheld consoles.
Also, that's not the American government. So
It's Europe.
Well, the European. Well,
it's different out there.
everybody's better than us. Yeah, you're right.
You fuck with them a little bit more. They fuck with us over here.
I feel like they would be like that's shutting down a lot of black market stuff too, because usually people got problems with their switches or like handheld devices or whatever. They just take it to like some repair company in the mall, some fucking kiosk, and they just get it fixed and replaced for like $50. But if they saying like, and then if the battery, I don't know, the batteries that they replace them with might not be good.
He's
Why
buying a
not?
new one.
But how often you gonna have to buy a new one? Because like I would hope the battery that comes with the handheld console that the factory made it with hopes that this can be recharged for umpteenth amount of times and it'll be good.
Yeah.
But then when you start taking out the original equipment and replacing it with other shit.
Just the battery, not like you're not replacing components. You're just replacing the battery.
No, but you're replacing a rechargeable battery. So I'm just saying it might not be as good. It might not hold a charge the way the old battery did. It might instead of like it taking like 5 years to clunk out, this one might take 2 years to clunk out or something like that.
I mean, I guess it depends on the price.
Yeah. Oh, they start doing fucking prices on batteries. They piece of shit.
Yeah, well, it depends on what's the battery. I mean, they're gonna charge you for the battery, but it depends on what it costs. If it's like $30 a battery,
Shit.
I'd rather spend $30 after 2 years and have to spend $250 every time my fucking Switch dies, or $300. I'd rather do $30.
Nigerian princess, sadly no UK. That might be a good thing. I don't know, because like I said, if your battery happens to clunk out, you can just go to a kiosk and get it replaced, and it'll be good as new. Or they might do something to put your old battery back in good standing. I don't know.
No, I think if your battery dead, nigga.
It could be a wiring, like it could be anything. It could be a wiring issue. It could be the battery's a dud. It could be a number of things that can make your battery lose a charge or not hold the charge as long as it previously did. But I don't know. We'll see. 2027 is a long way away.
It's a fact.
No, we already on gaming news. EA is making a single player Black Panther game. Didn't they announce one of these before?
I think they were like the rumor was out there, like they're working on a Black Panther game, but they officially announced, we working on a Black Panther game. What kind of?
Didn't they announce that with the Avengers game?
It was a Captain America. Captain America.
Yeah, Captain America. Yeah.
But
this is like single player.
Captain America single player game?
The same game?
No.
Oh, this is a different game?
This is a different one.
Because you might be right.
This is a different one. The one we was talking about was the one we seen at the Gaming Awards, right? It was like Captain America and Black Panther.
Yeah.
This is the single player one, just with Black Panther.
What kind of Boomba?
What?
I don't know.
Okay.
And stuff.
All right. My question is, right? So we have a superhero movie fatigue. Is there a way that we are coming close to a superhero video game fatigue?
No.
It's not that many.
Spider-Man, Wolverine, Sons of Midnight Suns. And now we got the Black Panther and Captain America game. And we have a single player Black Panther game. I mean, Black Panther, Captain America. Now we got a single player Black Panther game solo. We had the Avengers. We had not too long ago. What's the co-op game? The Marvel game that came out on Switch.
Ultimate Alliance.
Marvel Alliance. Yeah, Ultimate Alliance. That came out. I guess not.
No, only one. Some of those aren't far reaching. Like the Switch game is a Switch game, so that's only applies to people with Switches. So that's the
Mhm.
Ultimate Alliance thing, and the Avengers thing was just a failure. But that's not because it was superheroes. It's just they made bad choices because they wanted to make it a live service game, and this wasn't the right choice. Midnight Suns, from all intents and purposes, from what I heard, it was actually pretty good, but I don't think a lot of people end up playing it because it's like a XCOM type of thing, or whatever. So not a lot of people really played it, as far as I know. Wolverine's not even out yet, so you can't even count that. But no, super like I think because it takes so long to make a video game
Yeah.
that and they can be so different. I don't think there will be fatigue yet, and also video games are ripe for superhero stuff because that's what video games are. Is like superhero shit.
Mhm.
You're doing superhero stuff. So I think, if anything, there's probably not enough of them out yet, considering how popular the movies were, and they might have missed their window. If I'm being honest, might be towards the tail end of shit. They should have probably had a few more superhero games come out by now, but they haven't.
It's not like it's like oversaturating the market. If anything, first person shooters are oversaturating the market. There's too many of them shits.
Yeah, battle royales, first
There's
person
too many of
shooters,
them damn shits.
Live service games.
live service. Yeah.
Because the Suicide Squad is gonna be a live service game, and that's not even out yet. I think that came out already. It didn't even come out yet.
I know, right?
Nah, they pushed it back again because the shit wasn't ready.
I forgot.
Which
all
they
about
should have did with every other game, but they said we're not gonna put this out until it's right.
that.
I think it's supposed to come out later this year, if I'm not mistaken.
I forgot all about that shit.
Like it was supposed to come out in like March or April, something like that, and they pushed it back.
Everything needs to be a live service game.
Nigerian Prince said when opening up the Switch void the warranty. Back to the battery conversation. I would assume so because Nintendo don't play that shit.
Yeah, right now as it states, but obviously if they make it mandatory to have removable batteries, they would have to reconfigure.
Yeah, they would have to amend that.
Yeah, the way it's built so that the battery's able to be detached and not void your warranty.
Yeah. At least in Europe. I don't know about,
And
other countries and things.
United States, I give a fuck.
Yeah, don't give a fuck. They just want money.
I'm getting a Europe Switch. I'm getting a Europe Switch, goddammit.
On a Pip Switch.
Yeah, later this year, Suicide Squad is supposed to come out like I thought like September or something like that, but I don't know.
Remember?
Call of Duty is adding 3 characters from The Boys. They're adding Starlight,
Yep. Black
Noir, and
Homelander, I believe.
Homelander.
Wow.
I saw something with Homelander like picking him, like I guess getting a certain amount of kills, give him like eye beams, and that's like a one-hit kill type of shit.
Yeah.
But Starlight comes out July 12th, Homelander come out the 16th, and Black Noir comes out July 20th. Unless you play Call of Duty, I don't see why you would really care.
I mean, it's cool. It's what they do now, right? They give you here's a map pack, here's some character skins. Spend $5 on this. Give us some money.
It's some Fortnite shit now, though.
Yeah. I mean,
everybody on Fortnite dick. We follow the model. We're gonna make money.
Yeah,
all we have to do is get exclusive rights to certain characters because the Boys is coming. Well, it's not coming back soon. I don't know when it's coming back actually.
Yeah.
After that Mortal Kombat movie, I don't know.
I mean, nothing.
Maybe
that's not happening either, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, the Mortal Kombat movie. Yeah, they just started casting people, but
that's what I'm saying. It is happening, but it's not happening.
But it's not. It's all of this is depending on the strike. This is the blip. Again. So we don't know what's going to happen in the near future. So you're ready for a lot of game shows, reality shows, news talk shows, or whatever the fuck. It's just going to be a bunch of 2024 is about to be some shit.
Well, there's always anime.
There is
that never stops.
That's true.
That's what I forgot to ask Chris because I don't know does this strike only affect us nationally and not internationally?
No, don't. I think it's just a national thing.
Yeah, because I don't think SAG-AFTRA is outside of the United States.
Yeah.
So Idris could still work, right?
And London, possibly.
Yeah,
Yes.
probably UK shit.
In the UK, yeah, but not in America. Not anything that's an American product. I don't know that for a fact, but I would assume that.
Yeah.
But I don't know that. It's a good question.
You still gonna get them Korean Netflix shows?
Possibly, yeah, right.
You still
Possibly.
gonna get those. They're not on strike. It's just the US shit.
Yeah.
Is the boys getting ready to come back in their advertisement? I thought it was. I know they finished filming. I don't think it was slated to come back this year. I think this is just them grabbing at something in pop culture, just like everybody else does. When something new comes out, when a Marvel movie's coming out, or when they trying to advertise something. Fortnite happens to have a character that coincides with that. Like when Miles Morales was coming out, like 2 months later the movie came out, type shit. It's I don't know. The boys with this strike ain't shit coming out. Nothing's out. Nothing's happening. What else? Microsoft wins FTC fight to buy Activision Blizzard. Yay! Okay, Microsoft wins. What does this mean?
That they could buy fucking Blizzard and Activision.
Yeah.
That's it? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the whole beef. That was the whole thing. They were just trying to stop them from doing it.
Okay. Well, congrats to Phil Spencer.
Well, I mean, Microsoft.
Yeah, Microsoft, yeah. Same thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's still some stuff with the CMA that's going on, which is like the UK version of the FTC. Because we talked about it like a few months ago. They had sort of blocked them, and then Microsoft had the chance to appeal. But then after the FTC ruling, the CMA was like, "Oh, we'll go into negotiations." So I think that's kind of happening right now. We'll see what that turns out. But I think this is Monday, so I think by the 18th, the deal should be completed, though. At least in the United States of America. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and PlayStation gets Call of Duty for like another 10 years.
Yeah, they
but only that.
Yeah, only that they lost. Yeah, they lost everything else because they was waiting. It's bullshit. It's bullshit, and they lost it because I think the original deal had Call of Duty plus some other shit like along the lines in it, but then they was doing the bullshit where they wouldn't sign. So now they only get Call of Duty for 10 years. So,
yep.
So,
Hosting says in chat, we better get Spider-Verse in March. I know that. Well, you want to know something, Toasting?
That
might be in for a rude fucking awakening.
Yeah, did you see them complain about the fucking CGI shit? Like them crunch time and them niggas?
Yeah. So,
shit. They might go on strike. Shit.
Was that movie done?
No.
They were working on stuff. I think the general part of the movie is done. I think they're maybe animating it.
Okay.
I think that's what they're working on.
That's not too bad. It was everything for the next 3 years. Now it's Call of Duty for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. I mean, the movie can be done, but if it doesn't, because there's always stuff to like tinker and stuff like that. So it wasn't like done in the can. Done. It was just like done. Like we're done filming. We don't need y'all niggas to voice act no more. But they gotta call people in for reshoots, or they gotta rewrite this, or they gotta animate this. Nah, that shit is everybody on strike. Everybody is satting the fuck down. Okay, everybody, anybody you could think of, any little to make this machine move. Every cog, the oil has the engine, everything is gone. It's just a fucking hollow shell now. Nothing is happening. Bob Iger is a hollow shell. Nothing moving. So let's see. DC Marvel news. James Gunn promises Doom Patrol Season 4 Volume 2 hasn't been canceled. So we're gonna get that at some point.
That's cool.
Where?
Max. Yeah.
So when they canceled the show, what did they cancel?
The show.
Yeah.
So what is this?
I think he has pull.
Yeah.
He probably looking at it like, oh, I actually like this. So he's the runner. So
yeah, and I don't remember the timeline specifically. but maybe it got canceled before he got completely settled in there, and then he was like, "Oh, wait a minute, now we bringing this back, motherfuckers," or some shit like that. Who knows?
All right. So
But
let's
he is
see.
in control of the DC like creative stuff, TV and film
Yeah.
and animation, I believe. So him and was it Peter Safran?
Yep.
So they're
Mhm.
both in charge. So he does make those decisions, I think, to a certain extent. So he might have been like, "Hey, let's give it one more season, maybe to like at least end it, give it a proper ending, maybe." It still
Mhm.
might be done, but he's like, "Hey, let's get him to one last season." We'll see.
All right. So the article says DC Studios co-CEO James Gunn promises fans that the second volume of Doom Patrol Season 4 is still happening, but didn't provide a release window. While Doom Patrol Season 4 Volume 2 may not have a solid release date yet, DC Studios co-CEO James Gunn promises the fans that the final batch of episodes hasn't been scrapped. He wrote this on Threads. Gunn acknowledged that while currently wrapped up on Creature Commandos and Superman Legacy, the first two installments in his rebooted DC universe, he was able to confirm the fate of the popular Doom Patrol series. Quote, "I now have confirmation. As I surmise, no, Doom Patrol episodes are absolutely not being shelved, even though the premiere date for the next shows hasn't been announced to the public yet."
Hmm.
All right. He might have some pull. Nah, he got some secrets on somebody here.
He the hype.
Underworld.
Some little boy secrets or something. He got some. Ain't no way in hell you gonna say, nah, uncancel it.
I mean, that's the
You
position they
gonna
put him in.
uncancel it.
Like pretty much.
So yeah, I guess we'll see. I don't know if that's gonna like if the show didn't do good, what do they expect to make off of this returning?
I
Like,
think
what's
it's
the
just
point of this?
about the fans of the show.
Hmm.
I think it's just like giving them.
But if the fans of the show aren't enough to garner that much attention, then why do we care about the fans?
I don't think that's because the fans make the world go round. Without the fans, you wouldn't have shows.
No, but the fans is why we canceled the show in the first place, because it wasn't doing numbers.
No, that's not true.
No?
No,
Why they cancel the show?
because they didn't have enough fans.
Yeah.
It's not because they didn't have any fans. They didn't have enough fans.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They didn't have enough. I mean, no enough words, whatever. Cool.
I'm just saying, it's
What the
like
hell I meant.
I'm just saying, it's like, hey, we're gonna service the people.
Ain't no people.
Well, no, there's some people.
Yo.
Might not be a lot of
Yo.
people. Yes.
You know what I'm talking about, yo. It's people, but it ain't people.
It's not a lot of people, possibly, but it's still people.
Like it ain't like Doom Patrol was keeping the lights on at max.
No, but also, what's not a lot? There could be a million people.
No, I mean, because if you have a constant drop off from season 1 to season 4, it's just not. You're not keeping the people. You're not keeping the fan for it. That's like with every show that we used to review and then we no longer review. Is because we stopped paying attention to the fucking shows, and then the public stopped paying attention to the shows just at the same time. Apparently,
not necessarily.
I mean, we watched what we wanted to watch, but like
Yeah.
the general interest kind of died down from season to season. That happened with Titans. That happened with Doom Patrol, Black Lightning. It happens with a lot of shows.
I mean, that happens. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. I'm just saying we don't know what. Not a lot is because like if what they're expecting is 8 million people to watch the show, but 2 million people watch the show, then the show doesn't get enough viewers. But that's still 2 million people. I'm not saying
that's a 6 million. That's a 6 million drop off. I don't want 6. This show was ass. Then if we keep losing people, we doing something wrong, and this shit needs to go.
That's not true.
Yeah,
that's not true. Good shows lose viewership all the time.
That much? Okay, even that is like a hypothetical number. That's a big ass drop off.
That is a big ass drop off, but it was a made up number. I have no idea.
So if we keep doing this, we can only calculate that we're going to lose more next season. So why we keep doing this? Why we keep shooting ourselves in the foot? Why we keep just wasting money? We are burning money at this point.
They're always burning money. You saw what the fucking Flash movie did.
Yeah, but when they realize they're burning money, they stop.
Yeah, but they already filmed it.
They filmed fucking Batgirl.
That's different.
How?
It It is different.
Oh.
They did not put that movie up because they were selling they were selling everything, and they wanted to recoup money.
Okay, you got it.
They wrote Batgirl off as a loss. That's why they didn't release it at all.
So why? So James Gunn is just the end all be all. Like, no, I made this. I want it out.
Well, he didn't
Fans
make it, but
want it.
yeah, fans want it. So what? Let them have it. Let them eat cake.
Yeah, he did say, let him eat the cake. He did say it was like final episode, so I don't think it's going to be a continuing thing. This might be the last season.
You know what? All right, cool.
But I don't think it's coming back. I think it's just like, here, have the last bit, bitches.
I'm just saying, mad shows ended on like they didn't give us a fucking final hoorah. Titans ended on a fucking final hoorah. Like it's bullshit, yo.
I mean, it's James
and I don't know
Gunn,
how you justifying this shit.
I mean, it's James Gunn. He won it, so he get it.
True. If you got cash that you got to pull, maybe you could pull some shit like that. But it's just like, why are you dying on the Doom Patrol hill? This is my fucking thing.
He's not dying on the Doom Patrol hill. He literally just said, "Hey,
dog, you got it. You got it."
He literally just said, "Hey, we have these last batch of episodes. They're gonna come out. Don't worry." That's all he said. There's no hill to die on.
I'm just saying, cut your losses. It costs money to do this. It costs money to put all this shit on streaming. It seems like it's just.
Does it?
I mean, I would. I'm be sure if they're gonna have if they don't have a set premiere date, they're gonna advertise. They're gonna do things to let you know that Volume 2 is coming back, and the series finale of the show is coming back. There's gonna be some advertising dollars. There might be some interviews. There might be press runs. All types of shit's gonna happen. Yes, this costs money to put out.
They might not do all the extra shit. They might just be like, "Hey, commercial."
Yo, so you're telling me y'all canceled the motherfucking show just to drop it one day? Like, hey, I'm gonna write on Threads or on Twitter. Hey, Doom Patrol coming back April 2024. You better be there to watch it.
Yeah, and niggas do worse things all the time.
Cool, man. You got it.
They might throw that bitch out and license it to somebody else. That's what they're starting to do. I think they did that to I think they did that to the Snyder Cut. Like it's off. It's off Max, so it's going somewhere. I think so.
Really?
I think so. I think it's off.
Is it going to Netflix?
Probably.
I swear to God, somebody said some shit to me when I was at work, and some nigga was like, "Yo, fucking Justice League is gonna be on Netflix." I was like, "No, the fuck it's not. It's on HBO Max."
Oh no, it was. But what they're doing is that they're licensing their shit out.
Oh shit!
Just to get the money. It's like the same thing. Well. I kind of equate it to that. It's like how that Batman animated show that got canceled. So Amazon got it now. Like they're shipping out their projects to like different streaming services to recoup money. Like that's what they're doing. So I hate it because it's certain shit I like to watch. So now it's gone. I gotta go get some motherfucking streaming service to watch it. What is what
you?
It is.
Of all people?
Yeah, I already got it. But I already got it. But you know.
That's what I thought.
I'm just saying, it's just frustrating for both people. About? It's like you go up there and the Harry Potter's going. It's like, God damn it! Like where they put it?
Harry Potter.
Yeah,
Harry Potter.
Let's see. Volume of Marvel shows diluted focus and attention of fans, says Disney CEO Bob Iger.
Yeah, no shit, nigga.
I don't think he's incorrect, even though he's an asshole.
I mean, you could be right and be a dickhead.
That's okay. Because niggas was like, "Damn, I gotta watch all this shit and these movies." It's like it's mad shit. It's like, yeah, I can see.
Yeah, they got too fucking excited because of the movies, and I feel like the whole reason for Disney Plus is so they can make obscene amounts of money off of the backs of just Marvel. I think Marvel is the whole reason we have Disney Plus. It's not just a back catalog of your favorite childhood shows and movies is on here. I think no. Them motherfuckers said, yo, these niggas love these movies. You know what we can do? We can create a whole hub, whole streaming thing. We could just put all this Marvel shit on there.
Yeah. But
I don't think it had anything to do with like new Disney content, new princesses, no nothing. I don't want to say more.
Star Wars too.
Like Moana didn't fucking create Disney Plus. It was all Marvel. It was Tony Stark.
Star Wars too.
Marvel, Star Wars.
Like it was Marvel and Star Wars, like heading that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Star Wars too. Yeah, hell yeah.
Shit. HBO Max about to do it with Harry Potter. They trying to make that shit a 10-year project.
Yeah, that's smart. I mean, ain't they bringing Harry Potter back? Not Harry Potter, but
they are
bringing back like the world.
No, it's Harry Potter. No, it's Harry Potter.
Oh, it's Harry Potter.
Yeah, they're redoing it more accurate to the books. Because people were complaining for the longest time, like the shit didn't happen in the books. Yeah, oh yeah, I left this out, you left that out. So they trying to make a 10-year project on some Game of Thrones shit with Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, which is
that's the smartest shit. All right, we ain't gonna act like niggas don't know where they bread is buttered. We ain't gonna act like we don't know who keep the lights on in this bitch. So if we got Harry Potter, we definitely put that bitch on there and we make it boatloads of money. If we got Lord of the Rings on Amazon and whatever the fuck and The Hobbit, we gonna ring that bitch dry.
Like people really fuck with Harry Potter, man. Like people be like underestimating that shit for like a motherfucker. The people really fuck with that shit.
Yeah, once you get a ride or something like that, like a fucking amusement ride, you made it. Like you have reached not even the apex. You are just you can make money you can make money in your sleep, like millions.
Yeah.
In your sleep.
He's a wizard, Harry.
And then I don't get people who don't like fiction. It's like it's literally every, like if you actually like sat down and actually watch fiction, you'll find something you like. There's something for everybody. Either it's mystical, whether it be technology based, it's something. There's something out there for you. And you would just love Harry Potter. You love wands and wizards and dragons. It's like real wizardry. It's like niggas getting clapped with these wands. It's like, yo, this is what we wanted to see. As soon as you introduce something like fucking PG-13 R-rated aspect, it was like, yo, I'm in. These niggas clapping niggas with these wands. LABIOSA, they making niggas floating in and shocking them. I'm with it.
I ain't gonna front. Like every year, like me and my daughter just sit down and just watch fucking Harry Potter. Like, gotta stop doing that, nigga. So you got strep throat, nigga.
That's what he sound like.
I seen a fucking. I seen a wand at fucking Barnes and Nobles. I was tempted to buy that shit. For real. Oh man!
You use it on your fucking Juggerthot shit, start opening legs and shit. Can't open this.
Can't open this.
Rolo.
Clitoris. It just.
Adamus 22is.
Orgasmus. Labius. LABIOSA. Some shit. Oh no.
LABIOSA.
Oh shit. Oh, I need a geek chick. Just to do that.
That bitch ain't gonna never leave. LABIOSA that help.
Oh shit.
Yo, did y'all watch that shit?
What?
The London
Adam 22 tape?
Oh, I did.
Oh,
it's on Twitter. It's on Twitter.
Is it? Yeah,
it was kind of whack. Yeah. No, you didn't pay for it. Yeah, no, they put that shit on Twitter.
About Hesh.
Oh.
No, what about it?
I said, did you pay for it?
No.
I had to ask.
You know they had that shit on Reddit ASAP.
I was like,
that shit was on Twitter. The whole thing was on Twitter.
It was.
Like, I didn't even look for it. It was just there.
Just popped up.
I was like, who the fuck is watching this at 10 o'clock in the morning, nigga?
You know who's watching this at 10 o'clock in the morning.
I know, right?
Why'd you retweet this at
Freak
10
tweets.
o'clock in the morning, my nigga? She's getting
If he
railed
was
out.
smart, he'd put that on Twitter because they paying niggas for tweets now.
I mean, yes, true they are, but still, nigga, I was like,
Like, you could have OnlyFans like the first half of it, and then you could have put the other half on Twitter. Like you could have put it like without the money shot on Twitter.
The money shot.
Like, do I really want to see this woman's cervix at 10 o'clock in the morning?
Jesus.
Yeah. Yes,
I mean,
you do.
yeah,
That's your thing, then yes.
I mean, yeah. At 10 in the morning, I'm at work, nigga. I'm just trying to scroll. I'm just trying to on my break, trying to mind my own business. Oh shit, cervix. Like, goddamn, nigga.
Yeah,
Darkwing Cuck for real.
Hey. Oh shit.
Yo, is there any amount of money for your shit to get plowed by
Nah, I
another
can't
nigga?
do that. I can't.
For me
do that.
personally, nah.
I'm stingy.
Me personally, no. But I'm not. You know what? It ain't for me. But anything between two grown consenting adults, I don't give a fuck. Like if y'all want to do that, then do that. But like my personal, like in my life, could I handle that? No, I couldn't let my wife, woman, girlfriend, whatever the fuck, baby mom, do any of that. Especially if they just got married, I couldn't do that.
Their shit is a business relationship though. Like it's not. It's not. It's a business relationship because when you hear people talk, sometimes they telling themselves. They was like, what did he say? He said it's great for her career and our business. It's like, oh, it's just a business thing, huh?
It's like her career, and she just fucking you until now.
But yeah,
No,
but
she gonna fuck other people.
she's a porn star.
She's already
Right?
fucking other people.
Well, she is a porn star, right? That's what they do. That's what she does to make income. Is porn.
Did you hear her talk about it and the dude talk about it? Jason Loved, what the fuck his name is?
Yeah.
We'd have to fight.
Damn.
If I was a nigga, we'd have to square up, nigga.
Damn.
Do not talk about my wife like this. Do not do a press run about my wife.
The way that Adam 22 talked to his wife about it, and she said she was sore for 3-4 days. Dog, I could, as a man,
I'm moving out.
I couldn't come back.
Damn,
I ain't never did that to you. Like she might be hurt for like a night.
Jesus.
3-4 days.
Damn.
Taking the baby with me, we leaving.
Shit.
Donkey dick nigga he didn't even care. Just didn't care.
Nigga.
Like y'all was sitting right back home.
Oh shit.
The gaping asshole.
Gaping. That shit was open. That shit was loose, nigga.
God, yo.
Hey, shit.
This nigga wanted a press run about her box.
Right?
Like, we got
the thing is, like, Adam 22 and Lena sat down, and then they called the nigga, and then this nigga went on some other platform, like fan bus or some shit, and then gave like a play-by-play. And shit was like, fam. Like that's some real cuck shit. Like it's no way in hell that this is just like that's your wife, though.
I mean, they have a different marriage relationship. It's not about love. It's about business. It's a business relationship.
I'm just saying.
And then you also gotta look at it, you know, like they've been doing the porn thing for however long they've been doing it. And like they'd interview the porn chicks and fuck them together, and like he was fucking all the different women. So it's like turnabout was fair play, my nigga.
Yo, if this universe shit is real, I don't think it's a universe I exist in. It might be some freaky shit. It's never that, dog.
Yeah. Again, I'm not judging nobody for nothing. If it's fucking
I'm judging the fuck out of people. Fuck that. Yo, it's something you gotta look at and be like, is this a money ploy? Like,
yeah, it's a business relationship. It's not a. This shit is not about love. It's about business.
It's for money.
It's business.
And whatever. That's
straight
like,
business.
I'm just saying it ain't got shit to do with me because I don't got to do it. Yeah. I will laugh at it because I think it's a little funny and all that kind of shit. But my ultimate real feelings was like, hey, they're consenting adults. They can do what the fuck they want as long as it's what everybody was comfortable with. Maybe if he was or wasn't.
Nah, I'm not comfortable. Get your big ass dick away from my wife, though.
This nigga said he was playing all-eye poker so he wouldn't have to worry about it.
You just gonna grab his shit with both hands, right?
Ew.
Bitch.
Put the whole thing in the mouth. Yeah,
fucking mule kick you, bitch.
That nigga said he hit her with all the best moves. I'm like, damn,
dog.
Oh shit, nigga.
I couldn't do that, man. It'd be some niggas that be loving that shit. I just be like, I don't know, man. I can't do it.
Nah, that's Yo, imagine if you had sex with your chick and she said her box hurt for 3-4 days.
Nah, that's crazy.
She said when her and Adam started having sex, she was saying ouch.
Ain't because of you, it's because
from another nigga's dick.
I'm healing.
Fam, like,
damn, nigga. That pussy need a rare candy. That shit like, crazy. That shit gotta evolve into something else.
Having a baby.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah.
And that's after her having a baby.
A fucking baby came out.
Damn, nigga.
She still say ouch.
Damn. Owie. What's the Pokemon shit? The heal TM. What is
I don't even know.
What's that shit? Oh man,
ain't a fucking berry in the world that can help that shit.
That's crazy, man.
A nigga knock all the HP out your box. Your pussy is faint. Take that shit to the Pokemon Center.
Yeah, that shit on 2%.
That is crazy to wait till you get married and like let her fuck another nigga.
Yo, that's wild.
I couldn't do it.
Not me. It's funny though.
There is no universe that exists.
I ain't strong enough mentally.
And then you got the fucking video, and you got to scroll down Twitter and just see. Yo, somebody like fucked. Well, it was just funny. It was like Adam. This was before it came out. Like he tweeted about something, and somebody put Lena's face of her like gagging on it, and the eyes was up. Like I'm like, damn.
And then for the rest of your life,
Yeah, that's the picture. It's like, nah, I couldn't do that.
Her
man.
eyes rolling in the
Like,
back of her head.
It's like,
is going anywhere you type to say something. That picture popping up now.
I don't give a fuck what Adam's saying. That shit got to. If you have one inkling of love for this woman, that shit gotta fuck with you. He making it seem like it don't. He got a good poker face, but that shit. I guarantee that
shit hurt.
I guarantee that shit's fucking with him. I guarantee it. You can't hide shit like that.
He look at that bank account. He's like, you know what? This don't hurt that much.
Oh, all right.
I'm just saying. I don't know. Everybody different, nigga. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm not sure.
Nah, that relationship will forever be different after that.
Yeah, fucking box is different after that. It's fucking crazy. My dick don't fit there no more.
I mean, it'll snap back. It'll take a while, but you know.
Shift to her uterus about 3 inches.
4 days, nigga.
That shit's definitely at a different angle.
Opened up.
Yeah, he definitely.
The body definitely shifted.
Yeah, definitely. Like the molding different than that bitch now.
Yeah, shit.
Knock the crowd molded out that body.
Speaking of getting fucked, Tom Holland says part of him wants to walk away from Spider-Man.
Oh. No wonder why you taking a break, nigga. That shit affected him. It's like, I gotta take a break.
Well, him walking away or taking a break from Hollywood. That fucking method at him getting pound. That nigga went to Pound Town.
Pound Town.
Shit, hey, shit.
Just left Pound Town.
Hey, shit. Something about them scenes is like, yo, like the same thing that happened to the dude who plays Stacy. He's like, yo, that shit did something to me.
That's just different. Yeah, once you get fake pounded as a man, I don't think you like once you like a bottom, I don't think you can like mentally recover from that. It's like, yo, you think I'm that cute? I would get bottomed. I'm not a power top. That's what you're saying. I gotta simulate some man fucking me.
Started at the bottom, now you quit.
Damn.
Enough.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Oh shit. Oh shit, my bad. Oh fuck. Oh goddamn.
Yeah. So this is the show he was talking about, right? The show he was like he had to take a break.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta take a break from that to this, nigga. I'll do too much method acting. I get the bitch out of me.
So Tom Holland.
I'm sorry, man. But you know, shit.
Oh shit. Cannot say that.
Hey.
The article says Tom Holland is definitely up for making more Marvel Cinematic Universe film, but has admitted part of him wants to walk away from Spider-Man altogether. Speaking to the Hollywood Reporter, Holland said he's afraid to mess with what's currently a beloved trilogy of Spider-Man films, even if he and the executives at Marvel do have the same good idea for a fourth movie. Quote, I think we found the reason we would do another film, he said. I'm really, really happy with where we're at in terms of the creative, but I'm also a little apprehensive about it. There's a bit of a stigma about the fourth one and all the franchises. I feel like we hit a home run with our first franchise. There's a part of me that wants to walk away with my head held high and pass the baton to the next lucky kid that gets to bring this character to life. There's a part of, yeah, that's the same thing. So,
I get it.
Yeah,
I get it, but
if I do it, it's got to be good.
Yeah.
Is this the same thing that Robert Downey went through, kind of?
What?
Or just kind of where Robert Downey says he was tired of playing like Tony Stark roles and stuff like that. He wanted to do something else. Even Chris Evans said that. He was like, mad actors said it actually. Yeah. It was like playing these Marvel roles that stifled their characters and stuff like stifled them and like being typecast and stuff like that. And they want to be able to branch out and do different characters because they are real thespians and shit.
Yeah, because it's like you're not the character. There might be some growth, but for the most part, the character is still that person is that person. So it's not like you get to do different things and try to do different things. And it's a Marvel movie, so there's only so much that's gonna happen, right? So it's like if I want to like Spider-Man's not gonna be doing whatever the fuck Tom Holland's doing in this movie, right?
Right.
That show is like there's no growing in your range that way. It's like I think limited in a certain extent.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's allowed that right now. Even though the fans never want to see our favorite actors or our favorite characters be changed in like the middle of telling a story, but you know, if he's done, then let him be done. He's given us what 5 movies with him as Spider-Man.
Oh,
Civil
6,
War,
I guess?
Civil
Three
War,
Spider-Man.
Endgame, Infinity War,
Infinity War,
in the trilogy.
the trilogy.
6.
6, yeah. So yeah, I mean, if he's done, I would hate to see him go. I like him as Spider-Man. I think he's my favorite Spider-Man. I would hate to see him go, but I get it, type shit. Whereas like all the other Spider-Mans had 3 movies, or 3 movies.
Yeah.
They had their trilogy or whatever, and then they passed
Except
the
for
baton.
Amazing
Garfield.
yeah.
Yeah, everybody had their time as Spider-Man. You know,
Nah, they gonna back that Brinks truck up for him. He'll be back.
I don't know. I think he got enough money to be all right.
Nah, they be like, yo, 19 billion. He's like, bet.
Well, there's other things like revolving around his decision. He don't really fuck with Hollywood like that.
He don't.
Yeah.
Oh, who do you have the interview with?
I forgot who it was.
Was it Hassan Minaj? It wasn't.
Yeah, was it? I forgot.
I might be racist because it was definitely another Indian dude. It was definitely an Indian dude.
But yeah, it's a lot going on with him, so I can see him walking away. Like he don't fuck with Hollywood, and he's a recovering alcoholic, so he might just be out.
He was talking about his alcoholism and stuff like that. But that's one of the best decisions he ever made.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then being on for that long is just being all the press junkets and constantly just traveling and just want to take a break and just chill. Like you've been doing a lot. You've been trying to keep your star shining, and you've been trying to take on these extra roles. And Marvel always got you. Hey, come on, got time to perform.
Yeah.
Right now, he actually wants to take a break. He's human. So I do not blame him. I would hate to see him go, but I do not blame him. Maybe it's time for Miles Morales live action. Who knows?
That's a fact.
People have been asking for that. They've been like fan casting that. That would be dope. So, what else we got? Deadpool 3 and Blade officially stops production after SAG-AFTRA goes on strike. Well, Blade is done.
It might
Well, let me not say that. Mahershala Ali's done.
Oh, that's not real.
no, it's not.
That's not real?
No, that was tweeted from a fake account.
Yeah.
Ah.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
he
he still might be done, but I mean that was that particular tweet from a fake account.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all right, so the original headline is Deadpool 3 and Blade are on hold. I think Deadpool's in like day 3 of shooting and everything happened. And Blade, I don't even know where they at in the Blade series. Like the script isn't even done. They were still trying to find a director or something like that.
They were rewriting the script, I believe.
Shit.
But then obviously all this writer strike, SAG stuff sort of put a squelch to that.
Do we think this is the last Marvel movie to be put on hold?
No.
I don't think so either. I don't even know what else is in the works.
Yeah, it depends on what's in the works.
Thunderbolts, maybe.
Yeah, it depends on how far that's gone, if that's even started filming. But yeah.
Oh, the Agatha shit.
The Agatha show.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, that's supposed to come out early 2024 though, so they might not even started filming that yet.
Yeah, but depending on how long the strike lasts, depend on whether or not that gets released and all that kind of good, whether they start filming that and all that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, man, this is gonna fuck up a lot of stuff.
The Wonder Man shit.
Oh, Wonder Man, yeah.
Yeah. That was filming. Or is filming in Los Angeles. I don't know, it's weird. It's really weird.
I think they gotta start holding off a lot of stuff because there's a lot of stuff that already have released. I think they're gonna start pushing shit back a little bit, like on all these streaming platforms.
They're gonna have to.
They got. I mean, just to have something out that's new within like every 3 months or something like that. Because they just announced what's that show? What movie with Jamie Foxx? What they cloned Tyrone,
Oh yeah.
something like that. They were supposed to do press for that. That's not happening, but they're still slated to come out. So now they just posting billboards and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of movies slated to come out, and I think the studios are just gonna put them out, but they don't want to like blow their load too quick and not have anything. So you might see a nice little chunk in between. Shit, Loki might come out later than expected. Loki, what's the deaf girl?
Oh, Echo.
Oh, Echo.
Echo, that might come out later. The Marvels, that might come out later.
On time, because I think that's filmed already. Same thing with Marvels. Marvels will probably might come out on time just because I think they're filmed already. The only thing that's not going to happen is the actors won't do any press for the shows.
You think that's a bad idea?
Not them not doing any press. Yeah,
with the Marvels is definitely a bad idea.
That's definitely.
Yeah, because you got to build hype. And if you can't have them go on press, you can't build hype. And if you can't build hype, no one's going to be excited to go see your movie, yada, yada, yada. And then you won't have your sales.
So expect to see a lot of like, ads on YouTube and Twitter and stuff like that.
But that's the whole point of the strike, though, right? To show the studios like, hey, you need us, work with us, because look what happens. You're not making any profit. You're losing money, and you're worried about not giving us anything. Look what you're losing.
Something I wanted to ask y'all. The intro to Secret Invasion is AI generated.
Mm-hmm.
Do we see a problem with that?
Yeah, they already bitched about that.
Oh, okay.
Just because you're taking work out of other artists' hands, that's a job that somebody could have did. They get paid for it. And also the other thing that I guess is probably one of the biggest issues about Chat GPT and I guess maybe most AI or probably all AI really at this increment in time is it's not actually creating stuff. It's like
searching the internet and just
compiling
mumbling ideas and trying to make something new out of things that are old.
Yeah, so there's basically stealing. They're like remixing other people's shit. So they're also, it's not even like it's creating shit. It's just taking something someone else did, and then now they're not getting credit for it. So,
I think when it starts creating stuff, that's when we need to worry.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but that's what you want it for. But yes, you're not wrong about that.
And then, who owns ChatGPT? Do we know?
NVIDIA or part of it? I think. I don't know. Let me not lie.
Is NVIDIA like a Switzerland-owned company or something like that?
Let me not lie. Let's see what I do.
Because I keep seeing people like put their face in these apps and they keep, it takes their face and it puts them in different scenarios. Like, oh, this is what my baby will look like. Oh, this would look like if I worked in an office building. Oh, this is what I look like if I was a stripper. Like, oh, this like I think we need to be wary of where we put our faces. Like, I hate to be that nigga.
Open AI.
I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to ruin y'all fun, but I think y'all should be wary of like what y'all keep putting and giving to AI.
I mean, I'm to a certain extent, but if you have an ID, your face is already on it.
I mean, but just don't like give them like new you.
Yeah. If you go to the
your
store,
ID might be like 4 years old, but don't give them what you look like today.
If you go to the store, there's cameras everywhere you go. You're under surveillance at all times. Like they have most of that information.
Yeah,
so I get it.
Don't fucking freely give it up just because you want to post it. Oh, this is what I look like if I had 3 kids. Oh my god, look at my pretty babies. Stupid.
Yeah.
This AI is gonna be the death of humanity as we know it. It's all Bobby's fault.
Ain't my fault, nigga. I tried to warn
Nah, you called it, man. Because once you put that bug out there, nigga said, "Oh shit." In that one podcast, the guy said, "I think he's on to it." All right. So if chat doesn't have anything, like I said earlier, we do have an interview from our homie, the honorary fourth ninja, Chris Greene. He's going to talk about all this SAG-AFTRA stuff. He's going to talk about what he can talk about. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and put that right here. All right, so Three Ninjas Podcast, Domino, Hesh, Jones, Bobby, and we have the resident fourth ninja in the dojo today who, he out of work. He ain't got nothing to do. So, we figure we get some good words from our brethren who can let us know more about this writers and actors strike now. Mr. Chris Greene.
Wow.
Joe.
You stay adding different names. So I guess, you guys got intro. I guess you could just add all sorts of different names for my ass too.
Yeah, man, we got you, man.
Yeah.
Permanent fiction at Dojo. We talk to you at least once a year, twice a year, something like that. You got to let us know what's going on with everything.
Oh, of course.
This whole Writer Guild Association, actor strike, AFTRA, everything that's going on. It seems like everybody's on strike. Movies have been either delayed or canceled as of right now. People are walking out off of red carpets.
Mhm.
They want more money. Everybody want more money. Everybody want fair treatment. Bob Iger's a dick.
That's a fact.
A lot's going on right now. So I guess first of all, Chris, I don't want to get you jammed up in no type of way. You my man. Can you talk about this in particular, just like the strike in general? You won't get in trouble. You won't be, disowned by the association, nothing like that. You good on all fronts?
Yeah, no, we can definitely talk about the strike. So per rules of our union, man, we can't, I can't be promoting shit.
Yeah.
What's really the interesting part is I'm supposed to be moderating Tampa Bay's Comic-Con is coming up in 2 weeks, and they've got, some dope actors coming through, man. Some, cast we grew up watching, man. Some great storyboard artists, comic book artists, voiceover artists, and some current working actors. And I just sent them an email because I was like, yo, I don't know what you guys are gonna do, but
nothing.
Yeah, honestly, it's one of those things where we can talk about, like, for example, if you guys asked me what my experience was working on a particular show, I can say, I had a great time as an actor, and I learned so much about my character. I can give you the generalities, but I can't go into anything specific. So, if you mention the show, it doesn't affect me. That's you guys mentioning the show, but how I respond is dictated on what you ask. You know what I'm saying? So if it's that sort of thing, we got to just be, on our PR game and careful what we talk about. We can't, I can tell people to go on my website and browse through it. I can tell people to go to IMDb and look me up, but that's about the extent of what I can say.
Mm-hmm.
In regards to talking about the strike, yeah, they want us to talk about this shit all day long and how we getting dicked over, which is true, man. This has been a long time coming, honestly, man. It really has.
Now, I guess my first question is, because I think the last strike for actors was about 60. Well, no, I think what I heard was the last time the actors and the writers went on strike together was like 60 years ago or something like that. So this is probably your first rodeo with this, I'm guessing, right? Have you talked to anyone to see how long this may last? Just on the bright side, do you know how long it may last, minimum?
Right. So yeah, you're correct. I think it was 60 or 61. 1960 or 61 was when all the unions effectively went on strike against AMPTP, and that resulted in us getting residuals because they were like, oh, you got paid for the movie, but all these cats buying VHS and whatnot, TV reruns, y'all don't get none of that. So they deaded that quick. But last time we went on strike as far as the Screen Actors Guild was 1980. AFTRA was a separate thing, and we merged back in 2012 or something like that. But yeah, that was in 1980. And it was the same thing over money. So this is the first time that I've experienced it. I've been doing this shit since 2002, but I had been in the union since 2013 or 14, so about 10 years. So this is the first time that I've gone through actually doing this, but I did witness or know some writers that when they had the writer's strike or the walkout back in 08, I think it was, and obviously you guys saw the hit that took. One of the shows that definitely took a ass whooping was Heroes. That show was on fire, and then the writer's strike hit, man, and completely destroyed that show. So it's the same thing for them. And shout out to the WGA, man. All my, folks I know in the Writers Guild, and I know some writers going through it right now. They're 3 months in right now. So, as far as for us, I don't see this being over next week. I hope it doesn't last 6-7 months, but keeping it a buck and being realistic, AMPTP they're really heavy on this AI shit, man, and they're really thinking that shit can replace us, and cost wise, it just doesn't make sense because people don't realize how much artificial intelligence actually costs to operate. Now obviously the whole thing about AI is once it gets up and going, it can self manage, but the thing is startup. You got to get it up and going, and people don't realize that. So, and then on top of that shit, man, at the end of the day, if y'all don't know, I mean, I know you guys know, but for everybody visiting the dojo, man, y'all better take y'all ass back to 80s and catch up on the series and watch Terminator, man. Skynet don't play.
All right. Now, well, this strike, what the pretense I was under is that this strike had solely to do with money, but when it came to the writers, it seems to be like money and AI and the directors of the studio wanting to, I guess, incorporate that with the writers, and the writers are like, nah, we can't have a bot simulate emotion or write what we write or just take over our job or some portion of our job. Is it solely money and AI, or is it just money, or is it AI, or is it combo of both?
So for us in particular, I mean, I know the writers are dealing with AI because from what I understand, again, I'm not in the WGA, but for the ones I've talked to or spoken to, their biggest thing is money, obviously up front, being paid more with inflation. And that's the thing, man, it's inflation. Everybody thinks that we're trying to get rich and all that. It's nothing about getting rich. It's nothing about, and the crazy part about it is we're asking for increases to survive. Like, picture that. Everybody got their, of course, the actors now, everybody got their side hustle, their jobs or whatever. Like for me, I see you guys doing this. Like, to me, I consider what you guys do at the podcast, like, this is a career. Like, y'all are entertainers. This is what you do. Like, eventually, I'd like to see, you guys would be covered under technically SAG-AFTRA. Y'all would be SAG members because it covers radio artists as well, podcast artists as well. So, as things go and y'all start getting bread, it's like, okay, this is the career. The hustle right now, that the job you do, your side job is like, yo, that's a side hustle or whatever. Imagine going into your side hustle and being like, so gas has gone up, food has gone up, lights have gone up, water has gone up, rent has gone up. I've been working for you for 20 years. I'm not asking for the raise I deserve. I'm just asking for money so I can continue to make it to work and live to check. That's exactly what we are doing. That's the crazy shit about it.
Pay my rent with the job that I do.
Right. This is the crazy shit about it. It's like, that's all we're asking for. It's not like we're asking for, yo, Netflix quarterly, you're making hundreds of millions of dollars quarterly. You're damn near bringing in you're $1 billion entity. And you act like we're asking you to pay us $1 million a month. Nah, just break me off what, is enough for me to sustain and continue. So with the writers, the AI concern is they're basically getting AI. They're plugging in a synopsis to AI, for example. Hey, we want to write a comedy movie about, 3 black dudes that do a podcast and then they take over the world. And then they put that in the computer and then it writes the script. So you, at that point, don't need the writer. And all they want the writers for essentially is to proofread it and to make sure, well, it's like, yeah, that's what writers do on the regular. And you're not trying to pay them to proofread. You're like, oh, I'll give you $100. Just look over the script. That's not how that works. You know what I mean? So that's, from what I hear, what the writers are going through. As far as actors, with us, the AI battle is they want to do motion capture and scans of us. So, like, for example, I mean, you guys are game heads. So think about, so like Last of Us, right? Even though the show came out after the game. So now because of the popularity of the show, people are buying the game. So let's say they do another Last of Us Part 3 or whatever, and they use Pedro Pascal's likeness on the video game. He gets broke off of that. He gets a check. Norman Reedus, I think. What game is that Norman Reedus is in? They use
Stranding.
Death Stranding, yeah.
Okay, he gets broke off of that. What they're trying to do with AI is go, all right, we scanned Norman's face once, so now we get to use that for eternity, and he don't get a check
in perpetuity. Yeah, like
right. Like, are you bugging? Are you serious? Nobody in their right mind. That's just a stupid business move. Nobody would do that. So they're trying to now do that on live action. They're trying to go, okay, hey, we need background actors for this football scene. We need to fill the stadium. So instead of paying all these background actors, we'll scan 10 and just change their skin color and change their age and then pop them in the stands because AI can do that.
Yeah.
And that saves them hundreds of thousands, if not, upwards of, almost $1 million in paying background for that entirety of that shoot.
Right.
And for the next shoot and the next shoot and the next shoot. And so SAG is like, nah, we're not going for that. And then the thing is not just background. They're going to try to eventually bleed that into lead actors, supporting actors, guest star actors. So with the AI for us, that's the deal. And then residual payment is another thing. So again, I mean, you guys would know, obviously, because you know me, but there's a certain show that I was on and footage of me of that show circulates every week because people are watching that show. And if I told you how much money I got quarterly from that residual, y'all think I was, fucking playing with you. I couldn't even take us out to get a fucking steak dinner. The three of us out to get a steak dinner off that shit.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Actors talk about they got 70 residual checks and only made like $20-some, or they got like 100 residual checks and only made like less than $60.
Yeah.
Think about that shit. Like, think about for the job you guys work. Think about adding up your next 100 checks you get from work, and that shit ain't enough for a tank of gas.
Right.
And look at all the hours you put in. That's the crazy part. Everybody's like, oh, well, you just go to work, and that's not how that shit works. And it takes us months to film stuff. So think about all the hours you put into work, and then after your 100th check, that shit is not enough to fill up your gas tank.
Now, maybe you got the inside scoop, or maybe you don't. But usually when they talk about technology, they say that it's been around for like X amount of years before it hits the public. Do you know if AI has been around longer than we actually knew about, like ChatGPT and stuff like that?
As far as in the industry, I would imagine it has, man. I mean, I think it's just used sparingly. Like, obviously, we know we have the technology to digitally scan and CG and replace. Yeah. And I would imagine with CGI, man, I would imagine that AI has been involved in some way, shape, or form in some productions, depending on how elaborate the production is. I mean, part of the reason why we invented CG because of stuntmen and women were getting hurt. You want to, look at Fast and Furious. I mean, they got these damn cars doing all sorts of crazy shit, while the actors are in them. And it looks cool, but we're not dumb. We know as general public, like, this car is not jumping off, flying off this bridge and then go roll 100 times and then Toretto getting out like, yeah, family. You know what I mean? Like, we know that's not happening. But so I would imagine that AI probably has been around and has been tested in some of these higher budgeted films. And the thing about it for actors is like, honestly, at least from the actors, and I've talked to actors that are on the board for SAG. I've talked to actors that I rock with that you guys have seen on some amazing stuff. And we'll have our group chats, and it's like, it's not even really about the fact that I don't want you scanning me. It's the fact that you trying to use that shit in perpetuity. Nah.
And not pay me.
If you going to scan me, you use my shit, pay me.
That's it. Pay me.
That's it.
You can do it, but you got to fucking pay me.
It's real simple.
You got to pay me right.
Yeah, right. And they're not going for that, man. And it's, I think that's the biggest, the financial model in this country, man. The people that come from outside this country is American dream. If you come here, you can make it. And people don't realize, man, especially for Black creatives. And I know you guys know this. It's like, we don't even get a tenth of what our white counterparts get. All right, cool. That's a separate battle in its own. But people thinking they come in here and it's like, you gonna get broke off. It's like, nah, man, these corporations use the hell out of people. If you think about how much money, like I said, you just take, for example, Netflix. You look at how much money Netflix makes. They are literally a global company now. As of, I think, 2021, you could Google it if I'm not mistaken. Obviously somebody chime in the chat or, let y'all guys know later. But as of 2021, Netflix became a global. They're available on all 7 continents. Like, Netflix is available now the content may not be available everywhere depending on where you are because there's some restrictions.
Platform,
But the fact that you could if you could get signal, be in Antarctica somewhere and watch a Netflix show.
Watch a Netflix,
that's crazy.
I want to be paid for that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to pay me for that, dude. Like, the person sitting there freezing their ass off, but they entertain.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like you got to pay me for that. So I think with this whole AI thing, man, I just don't understand the idea that okay, it's going to be cheaper, but at the end of the day, there's no soul behind it, man. There's nothing that you could do on the fly. Like imagine if what's the difference between having you guys type in, all right, cool, we're gonna do the pod, like, and I'm just gonna type in everything in Siri, and she's gonna do it for an hour and a half. No, ain't nobody gonna listen to you for that. Don't nobody want to hear Siri talk for an hour. The whole purpose of it is you have human beings interact. I don't care if y'all have a script to go by or not. There's gonna be those off the cuff moments that you guys have that makes it funny, that makes it go, damn, I didn't think about that. It's the same thing with performers, man. Like when we get on set, yes, we have a script, but there's those moments where your scene partner will do something, and it's like, oh shit. Oh, they opening the door. Let me react off that. And the director might love that. And the writer, even though they didn't write it, go, you know what? Hey, that's insane. I rock with it. Cool. And now you have something to put out. AI is not going to be able to do that. You know what I mean?
Now, my last thing, because I know you got to go. Is there a world, is it fathomable where these companies actually win and they don't have to give up anything and they get everything? Or at least some of what they're asking for.
You talking about us as the unions, or you talking about AMPTP, the people we're striking against, the companies
people you're striking against? Is there a world where they actually win? Is it fathomable where it's like, yo, y'all did all this hooting and hollering, y'all went on strike, y'all did this, y'all went without paychecks for X amount of months or weeks or years or whatever, and they still got what they wanted? Is there a world where that could exist?
And to real quick to like interject with that, because I forgot exactly who said it or where, whatever it came from, but there was someone who was basically saying, we're going to starve them out. So like,
right.
Yeah. That was concern you.
Yeah, that was a studio exec supposedly. I mean, they haven't confirmed it, but I would imagine they said that shit. Because then Ron Perlman went on there and was like, "Yo, I'm gonna turn into Hellboy and whoop somebody's ass." I don't know if y'all saw that, but shout out to Ron Perlman because he seemed like one of them cats.
So does that concern you?
It does 100%, man. Because technology is the thing about it is technology is always going to advance. I mean, think about it. This is why, I'm able to talk to you guys via a screen on my phone or my laptop. It's because technology advanced, and you can do your podcast and you're not limited. I'm not against technology advancing. I'm against the way people use it. That's my concern, is that they find a way to go, you know what? We really don't need actors. We don't need human beings for that. We don't need writers. So we're going to go ahead and just let this computer rock and do whatever it does. And unfortunately, some people, general public, getting accustomed to that and going, you know what? Yeah, I'm cool with this. It is a scary thought, man. You're talking about, like I said, somebody who's been chasing this dream for 20, 22 years, man, been a union member for a decade, damn near. And it's scary. It's like, this is what I do. I don't know how to do nothing else, man. Like, if I want it, like right now, the scary thing for me is looking for a regular job. Like, I'm going to come into an interview and they're going to be like, your work history for the past 8 years. Right. Well, not even that, but your work history for the past 8 years has been working as an actor. Like, we need a real, like, some people are like, we need a real job. Motherfucker, that is a real job. Like, this is what I've been doing. I've been coaching actors and acting for almost the past decade. I don't even remember, what it's like to make a damn schedule for employees. Before that, I was in the corporate world, but it's like, I haven't done that for so long. Obviously, it's changed. So a lot of us are having to figure out how to go back into that, because there is a strong fear that, the studio heads are like, you know what, fuck it. This is what we're going to do. And that's that. I think the only thing that, in my opinion, the only thing that would keep this from happening is the general public realizing that's not sustainable, because you got to think about it. Even if, because they're not paying us already. And so people are going, well, I saw somebody comment, there's a Twitter thread going on. We had to shut his ass down because, you know how I do, man. I'll be letting people have it on Twitter. This dude said, well, our subscriptions are going up, and that's why. Obviously, you guys are getting paid. And we had to check them. It's like, that money ain't coming to us. And so you got to think about that. If they're already raising your Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN, Peacock, fucking Netflix, iTunes, Apple TV, whatever, if they're raising all this stuff now and saying, oh, it's because we're giving you more content. What you think they're gonna do when AI take over? There's literally could be a show created every day, even without us. They're gonna keep jacking the price up. So it's like, why would you want that? Why would you want a system creating something, and then it's basically you're still looped into watching the same shit over and over, and even then you're not gonna believe it. Like, I don't care how good AI is, a good looking video game is not the same as watching a dope ass movie. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not the same. So I think that right now it's really tough to say, man. It's like a 50-50. I think once they realize how much money they're losing with both of these union strikes, because the thing about it is, DGA, who's the Directors Guild, they already have their contract. They got their stuff. Right, but people don't realize, what are you directing?
Nothing.
Right.
Exactly. If the writers aren't writing anything and the actors aren't acting, what the hell are you directing? So they're losing money every day. I read somewhere, in a reliable trade, one of the trades, the estimated cost is for LA. That's not including New York, everywhere else. That's talking about LA because that's the hub, obviously. The estimated cost is between the two unions striking is they're going to lose $30 million a day because of all these productions shut down. And you got to remember, it's not just production shutting down. So when they shut a production down, that's no more transportation, that's no more catering, which means no more food services, no more gas, no more wardrobe, no more dry cleaning. They don't realize how many industries this shit affects.
Yeah, and then just even locally in the city,
right?
People aren't working; they're not patronizing places. So I'm not going to restaurants. I'm not buying food. I'm not getting my coffee in the place I usually get coffee from. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. I'm not taking my Ubers from where I live to the studio. Whatever it is, all that stuff is not happening now because there's no work.
So it's a trickle down effect.
Yeah, like
100%, man. 100%.
Especially in LA.
Right, and the thing is, it affects. And I'm real shit. I'm glad that you guys are speaking on this, man, because you guys are the perfect platform to speak on it, because it doesn't just affect film and TV. Remember, it's writers. So now these comic book artists that are in the union, no more drawing, no more writing comics. These video game creators, who are you getting to do the voiceovers? That's acting. That's real actors. Can't get them to do it. So you got some silent ass video games. So it's like, you think, again, when you got like Call of Duty, everybody's on Call of Duty, right? Who do you think is the commander yelling the commands to go over there and snipe some? That's an actor.
Real actor.
Yeah. So it's like, imagine playing those games. Right. Imagine playing those games with no voiceover. Imagine reading comic books, like just looking at the panel. Because some artists can still work on comics because they're not, you don't have to be in a union to be an artist.
Yeah.
But as far as the words, all panels, splash panels, no words. You know what I mean? Like, imagine that. It's a storyboard basically. Imagine, playing some of these video games and all you have is score. There's no words for the characters. There's no, if they're trying to use a likeness, there's no likeness. They have to go back to the 2D scroll in Mario. You know what I'm saying? Like, draw him. People don't realize, again, that, like you guys were saying, the trickle down effect of what that has. And that's why that 30 million estimate to me is believable in the city of Los Angeles, because LA thrives off that off this industry. Yeah. And if the industry is shut down, that's a problem. Like, you can't do anything. In New York, the reason why New York would be able to survive, or Chicago a little bit more, is because theater's more prominent in those markets. So theater's not off limits. Like, we can do theater all day. Yeah. Right. We can do stage, any type of stage or live performance, as long as it's not recorded. We can do it. It has to solely be just a live audience. And no TV and no cameras of any kind. So for broadcast, so we can do that all day, and not that Broadway is making shit ton of money, but a lot of actors, that's how they, supplement their income, is they'll go off Broadway, off Broadway. They'll do plays, black box or whatever, and get that money. So it's ways to get around it, man. But again, you got to look at the percentage of people that are not going to be working, like for journeyman actors like myself. Like, people consider me fortunate. And I'm like, bro, I'm just trying to make ends meet, man. I mean, I've been lucky to be on some dope shit, but I've still got to audition and put my work in like somebody else. But then you got to look at, for every Michael B. Jordan, let's just throw him out there because he's, prominent. For every Michael B. Jordan, there's probably 10,000 brothers that look just like him that'll never get an opportunity to even audition, because that's how few jobs there are in so many union actors. That's not even including the non-union.
Mhm.
That's the union actors. There's 170,000 of us carrying union cards, and there might be half that amount of jobs in any given year.
Mhm.
If that. It's probably even less than that. So it's like, yo, most of us don't even work in a calendar year, which means if we don't work, we don't make enough money to get insurance.
Mhm.
Because we're in the union, we don't automatically get insurance. We have to qualify for that. Now the insurance is dope that we get,
Yeah,
but you got to qualify for it.
but you got to work a certain amount of time before you can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's a fucked up situation, man. But I've been telling my students and prepping them. I've been telling them for at least since the beginning of the year.
How the fuck do you encourage somebody that wants to get into this now?
And you know what? That came up in class, and that's a good question, man. The plus about anybody trying to get into it now, honestly, they're in a better position than me because they're non-union. So there's a shit ton of non-union work that, and some cats might pay. The problem is you're not going to make as much money. You know, like this stuff they putting on Tubi or whatever. Like some of those productions, even though they trash, some of them cats are getting $200, $400, $500. You know, depending on how long they on set. So you could still work your craft and learn. I mean, not necessarily learning much from some of those sets, but I mean, as far as being in front of the camera,
right?
You can learn and work your craft and get a little bread. There's a lot of non-union commercials. Unfortunately, some of those are in perpetuity or whatever. But you know, you still have the ability to work and do stuff. The only thing I can tell them is that, yo, man, if this is what you want to do, the industry is not going anywhere. It's just evolving and changing. So you unfortunately have to evolve and change with it. Like that's what happened with social media. All these cats started putting stuff on TikTok, Vine, you know, when it was out, you know, Instagram, all these, you know, cats making all the stuff. You adapt with it and do the best you can. But at the end of the day, if this is something that you enjoy doing, there's always outlets. There's always theater. There's always commercial. You know, there's the voiceover stuff. I mean, it may not be the shit that you want to do initially, but until film and TV get back on its feet and AMPTP agrees to what we want, those are the other outlets, man. So and you guys experience, I see you talk about it all the time, Dom, on Twitter, man. Everybody and their mama, because they got a damn Yeti or a Shure microphone. Everybody and their mama is in the podcast now and they know what the fuck. It's like, no, you don't. You just talking. Like, you know, your content is terrible. You don't know what you're talking about. You're just it's you know, it's like everybody knows that. I said it on Twitter. I say it to his face. I think Joe Budden by far, if somebody needs to take that microphone and beat him in the head with it. That shit is the worst podcast. Like just him is the absolute worst. Like you basically are just talking out your ass. Anybody, any guest, anybody that has something to say, you go off topic or you don't agree with it, or you go. It's like not entertaining to me. But some people rock with it and it's cool, but it doesn't make you, because you don't hone the craft, it doesn't make you great at it. You know, if you're going to sit there and take the time to, all right, what are we going to talk about? How are we going to lay it out? What's the production value? Okay, we need to evolve. We need to do that. To me, you're a craftsman. You know, you're entertaining people, but you're working your craft and adjusting and developing a brand. And that's what actors have to do. Anybody coming in, I'd be like, yo, just figure out what your niche is. If you're the Steve Urkel type character, then go 100% with that. There's nothing wrong with that. We need those in the world, just as much as we need the 50 cents. You know, just for every will, we got to have a Carlton. You know what I'm saying? Like we need these people to balance it out, because that's how people are in the world. Everybody ain't the fly dude. You know, everybody ain't the nerdy dude. You know what I mean? So it's you gotta find what your break is and go for that. And then hopefully this shit, like I said, won't last too long. It'll open back up and they'll realize how much money it's costing everybody, and things will go from there. But you know, the hardest part is going to be not being able to perform and be creative the way I want to on a higher level because of that, but also not being able to have people, you know, you can't promote your shit. I can't go, hey, you know, I happen to be turning on the TV and XYZ is on. Y'all should go. Yeah, you know, you can't say nothing. Yeah, you know, and it sucks, man, because we worked hard on that shit.
Yeah, man, that fucking sucks. Because everything I'm hearing, everything I'm seeing, it doesn't look like it's ending anytime soon. I keep hearing things like, you know, 6 months, 8 months. They don't want it to, you know, boil over into the new year, but they said the new year lineup was going to suffer because of that. And, you know, what's going to happen with as far as like, you know, scripted versus reality versus other types of content, whether it be they start putting podcasts on TV or they start getting whatever, whoever. But it's just like it's not looking good for the foreseeable future. But I'm pretty sure in the long run, things will work themselves out. I know these execs and all these big companies are going to be mad about not getting their $250 million bonuses and shit.
Right.
But everything's going to work out the way it's supposed to work out. The way it's supposed to work out. I don't think evil. I won't call him evil, but he's okay. Evil.
I don't know, that shit Bob Iger said is kind of evil.
That shit Bob Iger said kind of
want to starve them out. It sounds kind of evil, especially when they're getting bonuses, making $1 million bonuses
for doing nothing, not creating anything, just owning the company, being the COO, CEO, CFO.
Yeah,
Bob Iger could look nuts. You heard it here in Personal Pocket. I'll say it to his face. Like, I don't give a shit if I'm never in a Marvel movie. Bob Iger is trash because him saying it wasn't even the fact of saying that. The fact that he went on a public forum, not even that. He went on a public forum and said what the actors and writers are asking for is absolutely ridiculous. Bitch, you make estimated $227 million a year to literally create nothing. And you sit here telling the people that are making you that $227 million a year, it's ridiculous for us to ask for wages and insurance and stuff for us to be able to survive and live like a fucking human being doing what we love to do. Are you crazy? Like, that dude, he better take that 227 mil and keep his ass up in Alaska, wherever the hell retreats he going on, because I promise you, he show up in LA and New York and somebody catch him, he gonna catch a face. And I don't condone violence. I'm not condoning any of that shit. I'm just telling it like it is. He publicly said that without hesitation. Yeah. I hope he's training and doing MMA like Zuckerberg or whatever, because he gonna catch a fade with that shit from somebody straight up, because that was insensitive and it was bullshit, man. Like, why would you say that? Of all things, why would you say that? You know what I mean? Like, that. Yeah. And he already is. I mean, you guys.
Yeah, he already is. I'm talking about like physically, like in person. Like, you can say that shit behind the screen, but you got to see people eventually. Eventually, this strike gonna be over. Award show's gonna be back. People gonna come back into work. You got to see somebody about that shit.
Right, 100%. And you taking food out of families, mouths. You taking insurance away from people, man. And it's gonna happen. And then, again, you already see the effects. Like, they've been working on that Blade movie for damn near 2 years, and now
it's nothing.
You know what I mean? It's the strike happened, and it is what it is. And so it's like, it's already affecting a lot of stuff, man. And that's even the conventions. Like, people are like, now, they paying Comic-Con, man. San Diego Comic-Con took a huge hit.
That's this week.
Huge hit.
Thursday.
Right. And they were just recovering from fucking COVID. Yeah. They were just recovering from COVID, and now this. And the crazy shit is, like, people saying, I don't even want to go to the convention because, hell, what can they sign? What can't they sign? Can they take pictures? Can they do anything, like, other than just sit there and look at us? Like, what's the point in going to the convention? And that's the thing that, is also interesting is, some of these places, like, these conventions are year round, and some of these places bank off, like, these local vendors and stuff bank on having these conventions, because it's like, we make money October, we make money November, we make money during the summer, whatever. And now you have somebody coming to a convention, and all you can ask them is, what's their favorite ice cream? Like, that's not going to work.
You're not gonna have anybody there, and they can't promote. They can't talk about what's upcoming. So all the stuff that maybe was down the pipeline, it was like, they're casting for that new Superman movie. Maybe some of those people would have ended up at the convention to talk about what they've started to do. Deadpool just started filming, but that had to pause, I'm sure.
Like third day they paused that shit.
Yeah, just because they might have been there to talk about what they had started doing. But now that you can't promote anything, we can't talk about anything that we're doing, so we're not going to be here. So, like, what is the convention even going to really look? I mean, I'm sure there's going to be stuff there because it's still a comic convention, right? So there's still going to be merchandise for sale and all that kind of stuff. So there's still something there. But in terms of, like, the aspect where people are going to, like, sit in the hall,
that fucking movie, all that shit,
all that stuff,
TV show shit, that's a big draw.
It is a big draw, big, especially for San Diego.
Yeah,
right, because they're looking forward to getting the inside scoop. They're looking forward to talking to, their favorite actor or whatever. And it sucks, man, because I even sent out some questions as moderator, and I was like, okay, And some of the information I got back was good, and some of the information they're checking on. Because I'm like, what if somebody wants to take a picture with an artist, and the artist can take a picture and they're not wearing any of the merch, but the fan is wearing the merch.
Mm-hmm.
How does that work? You know what I'm saying? Like, and on paper, without digging deeper, it's like, as long as the artist is not wearing anything, we can't control what other people wear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not technically promoting. I'm just, hey, I'm taking a picture with somebody. You don't see me pointing to it. You don't see me saying nothing about it. I'm just taking a picture. I can't control that they got on this thing from the show.
Yeah.
Signing autographs, I don't believe is a big deal. But again, they're still trying to figure that shit out, man. I think if you personalize it, it's technically not promotion. You're signing something for somebody that's personal, but I think if you're writing like a quote on the show or something when you sign it or whatever on a movie, then you're technically promoting it. So it's so many fine things that we got to watch out for and be careful for, and what we say and we don't say. And that right there itself is making some actors go, yo, I guess this is the perfect time for me to take a social media break, which sucks because some of the fans interact with them. Like, even as simple as like, yo, man, I heard you was having a bad time. Keep going, man. You all good. Like, some of these people get motivated by, these actors and shit like that. So the fact that some of them are like, man, I'm not even trying to get dinged for tweeting, have a good day, because my character said that in episode 2. Like, I'm not, come on, man. You know what I mean? So they're like, yo, I'm just not even going to tweet anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a dirty game, man. It's always about money, though. At the end of the day, you guys are on point with it. You started it with that, and that's what it is. It's always about money, man. It's just when somebody's asking for just enough money to live, there's a problem with that to me. You know what I mean? Like, especially if they're deserving of it. It's one thing if, I just became a member of the union and I did one TV show with one line and I'm like, yo, I need that Denzel money. Like, all right, bro, knock it off. But for some of us who have been in the game for the longest and already proven ourselves, it's like, I'm asking you to pay me my value so I can take care of my daughter, or I can take care of an elder, or I can take care of my wife, husband. I can take care of my damn dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm asking you so I don't have to go get 3 or 4 jobs. And that's any industry, man. Nobody should do that. I'm an advocate for teachers. My niece was a teacher, man. And one of my students teaches as well. And teachers are shit. They're the most underpaid. We're bad, but teachers are the most underpaid profession in the world. And, and that's why I told people, I was like, yo, man, if they do this shit to teachers, these are the people that are teaching these billionaire assholes.
The next generation.
You're right. I'm like, they're the ones that taught these billionaire assholes. And if they treat them like this, what the hell you think they're going to do to us?
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, hopefully it's over soon, man. But I'm going to do what I can to still, entertain people, man. Again, we can self-produce content. We can put out content. As long as it's not affiliated with any of the major streamers or major studios, actors can do it. And SAG and our union is good enough to try to work with us to get some money, because they're like, yo, we're gonna grant interim permissions or signatories, which basically means that if you're of a certain budget and you're not connected with any of the major studios, they'll grant some SAG actors waivers essentially to work on independent productions. So which we have contracts like that in place, but it would have allowed for like a major distributor to pick it up. Now it's more so like, hey, if you're going to do something, put it up on YouTube, cool. We have to look it over. And if it's all right, cool. They can put it on YouTube. They can put it on Instagram. They can put it on Twitter. They can put it on Facebook, Threads, whatever. But it won't be able to go on, obviously, anything like, Netflix or anything like that. So hopefully you'll still be able to see some decent independent, material. Hopefully some of the film festivals will still be able to thrive off that, because that still kind of boosts the economy a little bit. Local theaters hosting a film festival. So people buy tickets and, popcorn, all that. Hopefully some of that still be able to go on, and SAG is working with that and whatnot and trying to get that done. So maybe it'll help some of the writers out as well. I don't know what their guidelines are as far as the WGA, but we're doing what we can to try to make it work, man. But ultimately, it's up to the AMPTP, man, and the ball is in their court at this point, because we've already said, yo, this is what we want. And we're not taking less than that. We've already kind of whittled down what we want to make it easier for you. And if you ain't trying to meet that, then shit, we might as well not work, because hell, we're damn near doing slave work as it is now.
Yeah. All right. Well, Chris, anything in closing, man? Anything else you want to say? Anything we didn't cover? Anything? Any other important points that we need to know, or should be known by either the stipulations of the strike or just from any association? Like anything in closing?
Absolutely, man. So SAG has put out a site that anybody can access. You don't have to be a member. And it's called sagaftrastrike.org. So SAGAFTRASTRIKE.org, sagaftrastrike.org. Anybody can go on there. You don't have to be an actor. And there's a tab on there for FAQs, and there's also a take action tab where you can it lets people know hey, there's certain places you can donate, even just tweeting out stuff, even if you're not an actor. Hey, tweet, share, let that stuff go viral and let it trend. But there's also sagaftrafoundation.org, which is the only legit one that I know of and feel comfortable saying. They have a foundation where these people out there picketing in the heat and in the rain, man, they need umbrellas, they need water, they need food. Our members that are doing that, even if you go donate $1 or whatever, it helps to do that, so we can pick it in front of these studios and they can get that reminder every day, yo, man, we need to stop playing and help these people out. So if you want to do something like that, man, and you want to help for your listeners and whatever, they can do stuff like that. The only other thing I'll say too is there's this thing of, well, we got to support the actors by not, I'm going to cancel my Netflix and cancel. We're not asking you guys to do that. We're not asking you to do that. It puts us in a rock and a hard place, because canceling your subscriptions means that, we get 0 residuals. So even these little pennies that we have coming in, there's still something. So, don't cancel your subscriptions at all. You don't have to do that. You can still watch whatever you want to watch and stream whatever you want to stream and all that. That's cool. That's fine and dandy. Because at the end of the day, it's not like it's going to be any new content coming up anytime soon. So we're simply just saying yo, understand that this shit ain't easy, and that when you see actors venting on social media or tweeting about it or whatever, just support. Even if it's not necessarily financial, a simple retweet, man, that's support in itself. Because there's followers that you guys have that I may not have, or that the next actor may not have, or the next writer may not have. So just show support, because at the end of the day, like I said, you guys got to remember, man, it was us, and I'm including you guys in it too, because I was listening to the podcast, and the reruns and shit while we was going through, no work and pandemic and all this other bullshit. I was listening to everything, playing video games just like you guys. People got to remember that, man. When the country shut down, the world shut down, and even when it started coming back and things were still kind of, you can't leave your house. It was movies, it was books, it was podcasts, it was radio shows, it was music, it was all this creative art form that was keeping motherfuckers from losing their damn mind in the house. So, you got to put some respect on that and appreciate it at the end of the day. So that's really it, man. And as always, I appreciate you guys for, inviting me back in, like always, man. Tell Bobby he's a scrub because he didn't show up.
You're a crumb, Bobby.
Yeah, what I'm saying, out there doing some whole shit.
Yeah. Hopefully it's some real life shit. Hopefully he didn't, get away from the show because of some pussy, man. It's always gonna be. But Chris, man, as always, man, we support you. We fuck with you. We love you. Hope everything goes good. Hope you're able to, I guess, sustain a living and I guess just be okay in this whole thing. I know it's not like exactly when the world shut down with COVID, but it seemed pretty on par. But I just hope everything goes well with y'all, and I hope y'all get back to work sooner than later, man.
So. Hey, much love to y'all, man. I appreciate you cats, man. Y'all fam. So hopefully I get to get back on it and get out there to see you guys soon, man. I'm trying to make this happen before the cold. Every time I come out there, it's always in the damn cold, man. I ain't trying to do that again.
Yeah, man. Come back when it's warm, short weather, man.
Summer.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm saying, I gotta see how y'all boys get down out there, man. I haven't been in CT in the summer since I was little, so.
Oh yeah, come on, man. We could show you around some brunch spots. There's some places with some nice sundresses at. I got you.
Oh, okay. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
All right, man. Chris, be easy, man. We'll talk to you soon, man.
All right, Don. I appreciate y'all.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, man. Peace.
Peace.
And that was our interview with Chris Greene. Shout out to Chris Greene. Them niggas going through it, man.
Mm-hmm.
They out there, signs. I saw something earlier where they was cutting down trees on certain lots so the protesters can't get shade.
Damn.
So they're just out there in blistering heat.
Yeah, and we're going through like record heat right now.
Which is wild, but it seems like and they got they're starting to get more and more A-listers out there just being on the front lines. Yeah, they just got everybody out there. So good luck to them. Hopefully this strike ends sooner than later. Hopefully Chris can get back to work soon and all our, writing homies and our actor homies. Because this is fucked up.
Tom Cruise had something to say. He said Tom Cruise urges the AMPTP to hear out SAG-AFTRA's concerns on AI and support the guild's position on stunt performers. He also asked the Performers Union to allow stars to promote films given the fragile state of movie theaters. I understand it, but
Yeah, I get it.
I don't think that's enough time.
Man.
One, he has a movie that's about to come out.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
He definitely like to promote it.
Yeah.
But he's also not wrong because movie theaters are in a fragile state.
Yeah.
And I think anything that's going to hurt people from going, the more you do, the more damage you do into that section of your business is like people already don't want to go to the theaters. And now if niggas ain't promoting shit, niggas don't never know nothing coming out. It's like, well,
It's the pandemic all over again.
To a certain extent, on some level, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, shout out to Chris Greene. Shout out to all the actors and the writers and the comic book writers and the artists and voiceover actors and just everybody. Shout out to everybody in the entertainment field when it comes to film and TV and stuff like that. Hopefully y'all don't go broke and have to get regular jobs because I would hate to see y'all just doing regular shit.
Shit, most of them are.
Yeah, that's
They're gonna have to be at this point, but I would hate to.
No, they already were.
They were doing it before that, and that's the problem. The job that they were doing didn't pay them enough, so they had to get regular jobs because they weren't getting paid. That's why they're on strike right now.
Yeah, what was
I do
like,
this for a living, but this is not paying me enough to live.
Oh yeah, Sydney Sweeney, she said that in an article. I think an old article. I think she said it last year or something like that. She was talking about how the pay that she gets, she can't afford to not work. So it's like if she goes like a certain like X amount of months without working, she's gonna have to get a regular job like waitressing or doing something to to not even like keep up her lifestyle, but just to be able to eat or just like sustain a roof over her head. Like she might have to move out of whatever house or apartment she's living in now and like downgrade until But no, she said that in like 2022. So everything was good when the show was out and she was doing promotion and she was doing movies and stuff. But now that's a reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So if chat doesn't have anything else, picks, man. What you got for picks? Straw Hat Luffy. Yeah, the anime's coming back. I think homie's healed or something. He's coming back. Something happened.
What?
It was somebody that was sick that was coming back, and they was gonna put new episodes of their anime out, or like the manga, something like that was coming back.
Oh no, you talking about Straw Hat Goofy? I said the TikTok dude that does reviews and stuff, and he's kind of in trouble because I think he did some shit that he was supposed to do or whatnot. But yeah, my pick. I don't remember. I don't know. I didn't like research it, but I didn't research it. But I seen people upset at him about something. But I didn't look into it, so I'm not 100% certain at this time. My pick is going to be Hell's Paradise. It's on Crunchyroll if you got that. It's basically dude's like a ninja, like unkillable ass ninja, and he got like arrested, and they're gonna sentence him to death. And it's like the only way for him to get free of his sentence is to go to this mysterious hell island where everything is trying to fucking kill you, and if you make it back with like the elixir of was it like eternal life or whatever fuck it is, then they'll set him free and shit. But it's dope. Anime is crazy, fights is crazy, shit's fire. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
Where is that? Crunchyroll?
Yeah, Crunchyroll's on help. And it might be on Hulu too at the moment. I know it's definitely on Crunchyroll. I don't know if it's on Hulu yet. But yeah,
All right.
shit is fire.
Blah, what you got for picks, man?
65. The Adam Driver movie, where this nigga class he crashes on basically Earth, and it has dinosaurs in it. You know the
Dino Crisis.
yeah, pretty much. But it's like in prehistoric times, and the CGI is the dinosaurs look better in this than in Jurassic Park Dominion.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, like it really does. I was watching, I was like, shit looks really good. It looks good.
You know, if it's better, it's better. Fucking get it done about it.
That was just interesting. It reminded me of what's that fucking movie where the nigga went back in time and they had these cave niggas under the sand and shit. But was it After Earth? No,
Land of the Lost.
No, it wasn't that. It was something with a time machine.
Robotech.
No, like it's he went back in time, but it was like these gorilla ass like fucking like gorillas, but they lived underground, but they came out albino and shit. Yeah,
well,
I forgot what the fuck it was called though.
Samantha Moomba.
Yeah.
The time. I think it's just called the Time Machine. If not,
It's something like it. Probably is some generic like that. Yeah.
There was like white.
Yeah, it reminded me of that.
Yeah, and like the sun fucked them up. Yeah,
it reminded me of that.
Yeah,
it was cool though.
Whatever happened to Samantha Moomba?
And I have 2 picks. So the Record of Ragnarok, they finally came back and put out new episodes. So they finished season 2. They put out the second half of season 2. So that is out on your Netflixes right now. And also my voice acting debut is out. So I think I believe it's only on Spotify. I'll put the link in the description of the show. It's called The Color of Ebony. So you can go ahead and check that out. It's in podcast format. It's like a half-hour long episodic thing. So y'all can go ahead and check that out. Since Chris can't fucking promote it, I guess I'll come on my platform and promote it. So, you know, shout out to Chris, shout out to Ebony, shout out to everybody else that's in the cast. Came out pretty good. For her first attempt in doing something in like the audio soap opera format podcast storytelling thing. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and check that out. Anything else, my ninjas?
No, I'm going to bed.
All right, so Ninja Vanish. We out of here.